I think it does.
What is going on, folks? Will Turbid here, aka the one and only true reincarnation and rightful and sole heir to all of L. Ron Hubbard's earthly material possessions. Fake Mike! Real news. Guys, holy crap, it's been quite a long time here. But we're back. Yep. I've had to take some time to assess some shit, man. So guys, share the stream. We'll look at the comments real quick, but I'm about to go DEFCON 0 on just about everybody right now. And we're going to really, what this stream is about is assessing where we are in 2024. Like, how are we doing? My overall theory was this. With the birth of the internet, the modern day printing press, people started waking up, sharing information. Everyone from Fritz Springmeier to Jordan Maxwell, David Icke, shit, even Alex Jones back in the day. People were sharing information and creating their own content, and they were beating the 5-6 corporations that control all the content that we had consumed previously. And we had a real awakening. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. I believe that we did experience a real awakening. But here's my theory. 2015, 2016, the era of Trump. What I believe happened is a lot of people started waking up under George Bush, the rise of the internet. And then what happened was the New World Order, the CIA, the Bilderberg Group was like, all right, we'll give them a smooth talking, charismatic African-American that will placate them. And we woke up really quickly under that. When I say we, I mean the general public, so quickly that everyone loved Obama, and he was such a great person, a front runner for their agenda. However, he nearly lost to Mitt Romney in his second election. And everybody had already been saying that the news was fake. We've been talking about that for a very long time. People were saying that there's an elite group of people who are pulling the strings from the shadows, and everything is not necessarily what you think it is. People have been saying that for quite a long time. Forgot to send out the link to my boy. Hang on right here. And what I believe happened is they were like, all right, cool. We're going to give him the world's first internet president. We'll give him Trump, who basically is, as I've exposed on this channel, I'm going to go into detail again about Trump because unfortunately I have to do it. It's ridiculous. I'm going to save that for the end because it's annoying. But if you guys still are voting in the first place, that's crazy. But especially if you're supporting Kamala or Trump, that's absolutely ridiculous. But my theory is this, and I'd like to get your gentlemen's thoughts on this, but I basically believe that they put Trump out there on purpose. This is not necessarily the most popular thing, but they put him out there on purpose, or at least they knew that he wasn't going to do major damage to the system, right? I mean, I actually have a great argument to make that Joe Biden was a better president than Donald Trump. He banned less gun parts. Even though he did it in the shittiest possible way, he at least got us out of one of those illegal wars. And at this point, I actually just feel bad for the son of a bitch, but that's neither here nor there. So that's my theory. And then there's like, all right, cool. So we'll give you Jordan Maxwell. We'll give you, pardon me, not Jordan Maxwell. Rest in peace to the god Jordan Maxwell. We'll give you Jordan Peterson. We'll give you Joe Rogan. We'll give you Alex Jones. We'll give you Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens. And then to kind of end this long rant, I do want to start calling some people out real quick, and I'll get to it a little bit more. But it's sad to have to do this, but like, so basically what happened in my assessment of shit is once the whole era of Trumpism it didn't even just fracture just the normal people. And I can see how half the population would think, oh my God, this guy's literally a Hitler. And the other half would be like, oh, he's not perfect, but he believes in America and freedom and guns and stuff like that, even though he doesn't. But I can see how each side would perceive that. Perfect divide and conquer, order out of chaos person. But it's unfortunate because now I think we have been doing so good as a truth movement, if you even want to call it that we've unfortunately I think we've almost been checkmated at this point. And that's part of the question I want to bring up later is like, where do we go from here? But it's also like, first of all, we've been banned. I'm talking to Memory Holds, Mellows, myself. I've been banned. We've all been banned like dozens of times on all sorts of shit. We've been banned to hell. And then also, too, it's now cool. It's now punk rock to be a Christian, a Trump supporter, somebody like it's like they've co-opted that along with anonymous movement and not the cool, real, original anonymous movement. The other one that's associated with one of the weird singular alphabetical representations there, which I will not say here. They basically took that. They took Trump. They threw half some real shit together, like the gate, and some real shit that was going on. And they're also like, oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton's got everybody arrested and Guantanamo and all this other shit. And what I've seen happen is they just totally destroyed the truth movement. And now what we have left is a bunch of Christians. And I'll say this, the last thing I'll say is, like, God love Christians. There's a lot of good Christians out there for sure. And whatever your belief system is, it's still a cult. It's unfortunate, but it's a cult. And it's like, especially the truthers, I expect more from the truthers, because it's like, all right, bro, you don't trust the government, you don't trust the news, you don't trust Hollywood, you don't trust shit unless you see it with facts, but yet you believe in a story from thousands of years ago, and literally there's no evidence that Jesus even existed during his own lifetime. So I don't even want to go into that, but we are going to go into that. But it's just crazy to think, like, oh, I don't believe Fox, I don't believe CNN, but I believe in some story that pedophiles told me, that's been passed down for thousands of years. That shit don't make no fucking sense. I'm sorry, you guys are fucking idiots. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. If you're a Trump, and I've debated many Christian people, and I know that really turns people off. But I gotta say, it's like, how do you? Okay, so that's my rant. They corrupted us all. I don't know what to do. I haven't been making videos, as you know, as Memory Hold. I've talked with Memory Hold in the past about is I've even kind of self-censored myself. But Memory Hold is somebody, again, if you don't know who Memory Hold is, I'm going to have Memory Hold let you know where you can find him on all of his platforms. Because honestly, I haven't even kept up. And Memory Hold is somebody that I hold in a really high regard. I've watched, except for whatever's come out recently, I've watched all of his videos at least 4 times because the information is that powerful. And there's only a few people that I do that with. And he also has a great sense of humor too. And I know he's been banned so often and we hadn't talked in a while. I was like, yo, you want to pop on and do a quick live? He was like, word. And then I got a follow on X from Young Northwoods. And it just made my day. So anyways, Memory Hold basically, I'll say this one last thing, but I'll shut the fuck up and let Memory Hold tell you where you can find him, and then also get his thoughts on what all that shit I was just ranting. But literally, Memory Hold has changed the world a couple times due to his own research. He's a top tier Alpha Sigma Wolf level, Riz level captain researcher. Like, there's nobody out there. He's in very high regard. He does his own research, and he's done things, and he's exposed real pedophiles. And these people are in jail. So he's amazing. Everyone go check out Memory Hold. Memory Hold, what do you think about what I just said? But firstly, where can people find you? And then Mellows, if you could also put that in the chat, and one of the moderators out there too, please. And thank you guys for allowing me to run, because I'm pissed.
I appreciate the kind words, man. I mean, I can only hope to leave any sort of impact in this round, but I think all of us collectively did a good job at leaving a mark. But right now, I'm active on YouTube, BitChute, and Rockfin. Those are the 3 platforms that you could find me active on. Of course, YouTube is just 20% of my actual video catalog. If you want all the good stuff, that's BitChute. And I'm also on X. Hopefully, me and X have had some run-ins. And even under Musk, by the way, my time on X hasn't been entirely pleasant under Musk, who's supposedly busy saving it or preserving free speech. I'm not entirely sure, because that's not like where I'm from sitting.
I'm sorry, Memory Hold. He's one of the people on my list. I don't know if you ever watched wrestling back in the day, but he just made Jericho's list, right? First of all, this motherfucker never invented anything in the world. And now he's like literally banning journalists on his own free speech platform, bro. I mean, this guy, I can't believe. Like, it's so crazy that now we have, like, this is the good guy. We have the good billionaires. Don't worry. It's not the billionaires are bad. It's, don't worry, we got Trump, who's literally like, appointed every single person that Epstein was associated with, the guy that gave Epstein the sweetheart deal. I'm going to go into detail with that again, but it just boggles my mind. Memory.
I pretty much agree with what you were saying in the opening monologue there. Essentially, the truther conspiracy movement, or at least like what it was in 2016, into basically up until COVID in 2020, in my opinion, right? Like, I'm relatively new to it comparatively, right? 2016 was when I got into all of it, right? With you know, and that was my origin point. But back then there was an energy between 2016 to 2018 that at first I thought like I could attribute to just me being new. You know, that feeling when something is brand new, it's fresh, like it's very exciting. Like, you know, you can just slam with these dopamine hits. Oh my God, it's a whole new world, right? But like over time, things like lose their luster, right? And you get like more jaded, but maybe that's not the right word. You just become you know, less naive. And so I
You
thought it
get
was
used
just
to it,
that.
man. You're chasing
Exactly.
that first high. You know, you
Right.
can't
So I
ever
was
get there.
exactly. So at the beginning, I was like, wow, I can't believe it. I thought it was just like the fact that I was a newbie, right? But that feeling never went away. And looking back at it now that it's been close to 10, like what is it, 8 years or whatever, since this all went down, at least for me, the before and after the 2016 to 2020 phase and anything that's come after 2020, night and day difference. Like anything past 20, the truther movement is effectively, I don't want to say dead, but it might as well be. It's weird because I feel as if the batch or swath of content creators, truthers producing videos like you, like mine, like Mouthy Buddha, like Titus Frost, like all these guys, right, that were instrumental in popularizing the pizza related subject matter of 2016. They got like some type of specialized treatment, or rather punishment. In other words, there are people flourishing online, on X, on Facebook, on all these different platforms, and doing well, that are dropping truth bombs that are no deeper or more serious or controversial than essentially what I've been saying. After more arrests continue to happen, you got the Epsteins, you got the you know, now the list, it's just continuing to happen. 8 years later, these theories that me and you were like highly involved in 8 years ago are now becoming popularized and maybe looked at it with a fresh eye. And my point is that there's a batch of content creators, those originators, right? The people that were, they're gone. There's like a whole generation that was just wiped out in like the initial band wave of 2019. It was a double whammy. No, just in time, you get traction again, COVID hits. It was a complete upending of the entire, in my opinion, like the entire digital ecosystem. And it was like a revolutionary moment of transformation in terms of like how we disseminate information online. It was marked the beginning of like a crackdown that we hadn't really seen before. 2016, I think you said something about this. It was a brief aside, kind of, but it was like the crowdsourced intelligence and investigation we hit them with in 2016, with the swiftness, by the way, they couldn't keep up with it. They couldn't keep up with it, and I think that surprised them. They've corrected that. 2020, they were able to control it much more effectively. And I feel as if after the election of Biden, right, with the truther movement very much aligned with being pro-Trump, right? The right wing are often the truthers. They're often pro-Trump, not always, but you get what I'm saying? That's like the contingent that they're going for. I think most of them are just entirely demoralized, beaten down, if they're even still around, right? There has been no retribution or rather like justice given. I was never reinstated on X. I thought, oh, Elon Musk, he brought back Alex Jones. Nice. But what about like the thousands and thousands
And that
of
should
people?
just show you, right? And that should just
It's
show you, right?
crazy.
Because Elon Musk brings back Trump. He brings back Alex Jones, right? But he doesn't bring back the real people saying things. And the journalists that are critical of him, the regular mainstream journalist, he's banning them, right? So
exactly. I've noticed there was
like,
2 instances of that, I think. It was crazy, where it's like, you shouldn't have banned him.
And so imagine, memory hold, if I didn't tell you this, like, and if you just woke up and you were just waking up in 2016 and you were learning all these things, and then Will from the future says, don't worry, memory hold, because there's gonna be 2 good billionaires, one Epstein's best friend, and one this guy Elon Musk, who wants to put a chip in your brain, and they're teaming up to save you, even though they had all this time. And Trump was, and they're. So what is your take on Trump, bro? And what is your take on these the at least the big assassination attempt, right? Because and Mellows, I want to get your take after this too. But it's like, I mean, I have my own thoughts, but to me, like, what is your take on Trump in general? Do you think he's useful?
I got this.
Yeah, thank you.
I got this because when you opened up talking about like your overall doubts with Trump, you essentially encapsulated like a thought that I've been having for a while. Now, I don't often talk about it, especially recently. You also mentioned sort of like, I don't know, not really making a ton of videos in the previous month. Dude, this past year and a half, my activity is dropped. I've been working on more like writing projects, passive projects instead of video stuff, taking a break, so to speak, because of this like, crazy nature of everything. But ever since Trump was elected in 2016, there's always rumors, speculation, whatever, that, yeah, we'd prefer Trump in the short term. Okay, based on X, based on Y, based on Z. But here's the thing, he's probably controlled opposition to an extent, a pressure valve of sorts, right? Where you let out this energy, this aggression or whatever that's pent up and allow them to blow off steam in like a controlled environment, AKA with a controlled candidate. We've seen how Trump managed to deflect and elude any major bangers regarding his friendship and relationship with Jeffrey Epstein over the years, right? Now,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, memory holds, because you're on a roll, but did you see recently when he was like, well, if you get back in, are you going to declassify the JFK files? Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you do this? Yep. Well, Epstein, would you declassify the Epstein?
Dodgy.
Well, yes, but well, actually, no. And if you guys don't know, the ties with Trump and Epstein are probably deeper than any other person. Yep. Like literally. So continue. Yeah. So what are your thoughts about Trump?
And because by the way, with Elon Musk, not only is he another tech guy, but he's also involved with Epstein to a degree, or was, because I believe it was like his brother that got set up with one of Epstein's girls. It was like a dating thing. Someone hooked him up. You can fact check me on that. It's like a broad way to put it. So just an aside, but Trump, I've always seen potential for him being an absolute controlled opposition, like a creation of a vessel that's custom outfitted, exhibit style, pimp my ride, to like force this like paradigm shift, this overtime window, and awakening of sorts, because we hit them so hard in 2016. The narrative and the way narratives are generated, aka the way public perception of our reality is generated and how consensus is formed, is now totally different. I feel like in those years, 2016.
Let's expand upon that a little bit. Yeah. Let's expand, and then we'll get into, let's talk about Mills, because you said this earlier, and I'm famous for interrupting, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but you're kind of hitting on this again. And shout outs to Right the Matrix. Right the Matrix, and shout outs to the First Amendment auditors. No offense to any truthers out there, but literally the First Amendment auditors are like the only motherfuckers keeping real truth out there. Like they're literally making changes. They're getting fucking corrupt sheriffs fired. They're getting illegal laws taken down. They're getting fucking tyrants. They're actually on the streets doing shit, truthers. So you might want to take a note of that. But so, and Right the Matrix is not an auditor, but he has done audits. But so shout out to Right the Matrix. It's literally us and like 4 other people that are still left in this truth movement. So and so even if I invited you and you couldn't make it, bro, it's a testament to who you are, literally, because and shout outs to people. I want to say this too really quickly. Shout outs to people like Jordan Maxwell. Shout outs to people like Fritz Springmeier and Doc Marquis that actually kept it real. And you know what? I don't necessarily agree with David Icke on the whole fucking reptilian shit. Could be true. I don't know. But I'm not on board with that shit yet. I need more evidence than that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen a reptoid, but it could be true, right? I don't know. But at least he's out there. If you guys get a minute, go look up fucking David Icke on Twitter. I don't know if you know about this, memory hold, but fucking David Icke was just fucking shit posting on X, and he was like, when will you fucking Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, Alex Jones stop licking the arse, because he's British, so he says arse, of Elon Musk, this fucking technocrat, and I was like, damn, Candace on back and all these people. I was like, yo, go David Icke, bro. Yeah. He's been keeping it fucking real. And then Alex Jones, his ego gets hurt, and so he responds, and he's like, oh, come on the show. And so he comes on the show, because David is a polite person, and I do believe David is genuine. I do. Right. I sense that. I could be wrong, but I do believe he's a genuine person. And I mean, unless and if he's a narcissist, then he's really good at it. But but hey, I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it could be. But I believe to this point, and I always, just so people know out there, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt until I've seen overwhelming evidence otherwise. Alex Jones, bare minimum, is a total and complete hypocrite and sellout if he's not controlled opposition. So I don't fuck with. I used to kind of try to rock with Alex Jones back in the day, here and there. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Alex Jones heavy back in the day. And I'm the type of person, like, if I'm your friend, I'm gonna stick up for you even through your faults. But Alex Jones went from police state 1, 2, 3 to bootlicking the cops to the two-party system, and now I love Trump, and now I'm a Republican, and I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna apologize. The biggest one was I'm gonna apologize to James Alefantis, and I'm gonna take back what I said about the things I had at Sandy Shoals when I was watching SpongeBob. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you literally step back on everything you said, and literally, I know if it's me or Memory Hold or Mellows, and they're like, "Oh, you're saying same thing. You're questioning me." I'd be like, "All right, bitch, we'll bring on your lawyers." So now I got Discovery. Alex Jones at that time, he had mad fucking money. So, anyways, so then fucking Elon Musk comes on. But this is the point that I'm getting to, and I'd like you to expound upon. Memory Hold is a lot of the content creators, not just yourself, right, the Matrix, myself, I've kind of come to like a turning point, because at first I was like, all right, I can't say too much shit because I'm just gonna get banned, and then I'm like, all right, I'll give a wink and a nod, and it's like, well, I do audits and that'll promote my audience, but now I've been sitting back like, what should I really do? What's a new way I can continue this non-violent fight? What's the best way to do content, or do not do content, or do something like that? But it is interesting because you also bring up the point where, wow, Elon Musk, the guy that's supposed to be about free speech, is banning multiple journalists on his free speech platform. Right. And right, the Matrix also said this too. And this also ties into the UFO shit. People well before 2016, we forced this shit into the mainstream. We forced them to talk about shit, and History Channel to have shows like this and that to satisfy, give us a little here and there, but at the end said, no, this is not really actually real or whatever. So we're forcing this into the mainstream, and now the conspiracy has become mainstream. And so there's really nothing for us to kind of do, but people are still caught up in their own ideologies. And it's really weird. So can you comment on how things have changed since you first got into 2016, and like where things actually stand now? Because it's not. And another thing to add to that question is, like, before we kind of knew where shit was going. Now to me it's like you're right, the Matrix saying it's like a fog. You don't really know exactly what's going what the fuck is going to happen.
Yeah, and I think the disruption from 2020 to like 2022 had a lot to do with that in terms of demoralization and making up become down and right become left, and the world just entirely upside down and inverse. But in terms of where we're at now versus where we were when I started, it's a night and day difference, and the energy has been essentially bludgeoned to death. Like any positivity in a lot of degrees has been bludgeoned to death. I know there's some semblance of hope and optimism around Trump, but even then, what is that? That's false hope, right? Even though it's what many of the people I get along with believe in, they're all for Trump, this and that, the other thing. I can't feel that excitement because I know deep down that something real rotten is going on, has been going on. It's pervasive, and I feel like, yes, we've won in many ways, by the way. I will say that we've actually made great strides. In fact, as you said, we forced an entire paradigm shift and enlightenment. We made things that used to be rendered to the shady, obscure corners of the internet, right? We made that mainstream. We amplified it to the point where it couldn't be ignored. It was undeniable. I mean, we destroyed a lifetime political power player with our pizza semantics and trickery and Podesta emails in a crowdsourced investigation that was anonymous. It didn't just destroy her election, it destroyed her. What is she doing now other than complaining about being a victim of bad information, misinformation? We shifted something, and I'm not trying to take credit for it. It was so many people, it was that time. And I feel like this is where, my fear around Trump, right, comes in terms of a controlled opposition candidate. This time, the writing was on the wall. This time was going to come, whether it was 2017, 2018. I feel like they knew that. The establishment knew that. If you read strategic trend reports at the time, around 2007, 2008, when social media was just on the horizon, the iPhone just dropped, things were about to get crazy, porn on my news feed, things are wild, right? That's where shit started to really change. They knew shit was going to happen. I feel like it happened quicker than they thought. And it resulted in Hillary Clinton losing and us essentially ruling the roost.
All right, so this is a philosophical thing. So this is I guess this is a philosophical thing. So one of the smartest people that I know. Hopefully he'll join. If not, whatever. He's got a newborn baby too, and everyone's got a newborn baby, man. Which is great. But like, to me, it's like, all right. This is my theory. Mellows, I want your take about this, and then I'm going to castigate Memory Hold for being behind the times on Donald Trump. You should be condemning him alongside me, but we'll get to that. We're gonna prolong the castigation for a sec.
We'll probably agree on a lot.
I know we do, but like, all right, what the fuck was I just about to say?
Yeah, my bad. That was my fuck.
No, I'm really bad with that shit.
No, you're good.
No, this is my thing, right? All right, so I believe that according to what we've been told with the best information that I have now, my theory is this. It's like, all right, Joseph Kennedy, he was a nouveau riche, got in with the boys. He wasn't a high level, but he was up with those boys, which allowed him to have his son run for president. And then I also believe that JFK and RFK weren't pieces of shit. They had their faults, as all humans do, but they weren't pieces of shit. And they may have been misguided on a few things ideologically, but at bottom line, they weren't pieces of shit. And they didn't go along with the boys club, and hence they were killed. And then you see people like Marley, Malcolm, MLK being killed, right? And then so it's like, all right, they're killing these motherfuckers. And then you got right. Ross Perot. Ross Perot probably could have won the fucking 92 election. Crazy shit happened. Look into that. I'm not even a Ross Perot fan, but it's just an interesting story. And then after that, that's when the Democrats and the Republicans rewrote their laws and fucking made sure that motherfuckers like that can't get even anywhere near shit. That's why people like Ron Paul and Ralph Nader, whom I respect highly because of their morals and they're on opposite sides of the fence, they were forced to run as Democrats or Republicans in the new shit. And they were never going to win. So right. To me, it's like, all right, the CIA, you motherfuckers done fucking assassinated foreign leaders, made Osama bin Laden look like he's gay. You guys fucking did all this. You shot motherfuckers in the head. And then you shoot JFK, and then we already know Ross Perot ain't winning. And then we watch fucking Bernie have the election stolen from him twice. Yeah. And I don't even fucking like Bernie. I own the shit out of Bernie and made him do the fucking walk of shame. Fucking that should fucking tell motherfuckers like, how is Trump in there? You know what I'm saying? So Mellows, what's your take on all this? And then I'm going to shame the shit out of Memory Hold for loving Trump.
Well, Truth and Movement is dead, man. It's fragmented so much that my belief that there are disinformation operatives.
Speak up a little bit louder. We can hear you, but a little bit louder.
I actually think there are government agents operatives.
Definitely, for sure.
And have infiltrated these groups, just like they did with Anonymous, where they infiltrated and took over and hijacked the whole movement. They've done the same thing with the Truth Movement, and of course they had to, right? I mean, this is one of the things that they literally we fund them for, right? To do this specific thing. Over here in the UK, there's a group. I mean, you can check them out. They're called the 77th Brigade. They're the Army's division, the cyber terrorist division, cyber whatever. And basically, there are other private groups, private interest groups. I mean, even the BBC created their own misinformation agency. And there are multiple groups that will go out there that will create, and these people will fabricate lies. And, if they can't destroy your narrative, they'll destroy you, right? They'll go after you. They'll blatantly lie about you and discredit you. And most people are fickle, right? They hear one lie about somebody and then everything else from that person, they'll just automatically dismiss, right? So people want to be led, right? We had a movement, right, during the COVID, like Memory Hold was saying. But that was when they hijacked it. That was at the height of their involvement, right? And they masterly, I mean, you got to stand back in awe with the level of sophistication that they actually managed to, and then still today, infiltrate small groups, fracture them, turn one against another, divide and conquer. This is their goal. This is their game, and they're very good at it. And they're well resourced. They've got a lot of resources.
Yep.
So
Yeah, and just to quadruple down on what you're saying, obviously the original World Trade Center bombing, it was basically the FBI gave the bomb, cooked up the bomb, organized the bomb, gave the guy a bomb, fucking dropped his ass off, called him an Uber, fucking before there was an Uber, fucking said act Muslim, like they they fucked this dude shit up, bro. Like, obviously they have prior knowledge of 9/11. Obviously they bombed John Africa and MOVE. Obviously, like every plot that they've had, and to the point where it's like, I was on a podcast and I got a news alert from my phone that's like, oh, the FBI has uncovered a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And I'm like, I guarantee you, I said this live. I said, I don't make predictions and this may not age well, but I guarantee you the feds are involved with this shit. Because every fucking time the feds, and there's a couple other ones like the Boston Marathon, we'll call it the Boston Marathon. That actually works. We can call it that again, I think. Yep. There's a few other ones. You guys know the greatest hits, right? And you see that the feds are just like, damn, if they're not there, they're watching them, they're giving them the weapons. They're like, hey, you know what works? They're like basically the Libyans, bro. Back to the Future, yo. There's
bad. Always a link. There's always a link to them somewhere, somehow.
Okay, so. Yeah, exactly. We should storm the Yo, these people are so funny, bro. And then Enrique Tarrio, and then fucking Joe Biggs, and then it's just like fed, snitch, fed, and we worship these people. All right, Donald Trump. Here's why everyone should not even give Donald Trump a chance. One, people say, oh, Donald Trump, I see signs. God, country, guns. Donald Trump banned more gun parts than Obama, and he said on video, people, and this is another thing, by the way, Trumpers, everything I'm gonna tell you is from either court documents, Donald Trump's own mouth, or his own social fucking media, or it's him on video, bro. Donald Trump says on video, take the guns, when you're talking about red flag laws, take the guns first, then worry about due process. Then Donald Trump says, oh, I can't be bought off because I'm a man of my own money. First of all, bro, how are you a businessman and you can't fucking run a casino? Bro, you can't run a casino, bro. Get the fuck out of here. And then, oh, it's my own money. It's my own money. Well, you know what's funny is there's a dude named Wilbur Ross. And Wilbur Ross, yeah, he's a Rothschild banker, or he was a Rothschild banker. And the funny thing about him is when he used to work for the Rothschilds, he bailed out Donald Trump in the 1980s when he's broke because he couldn't run a fucking casino. And the weird part about that is he's on photograph and video the day that Jeffrey Epstein got out of jail for doing bad stuff for batting an underage person, partying with him. And Donald Trump, the Drain the Swamp guy, sent him to Bilderberg when he was president. Then, you know who else photographed Wilbur Ross that day? It just goes to show you how good Donald Trump is, right? He also hired Steve Mnuchin, Draining the Swamp, member of the Skull and Bones Society. That's really Draining the Swamp, who also was photographed and videoed alongside Wilbur Ross, Bilderberg Rothschild banker, the day Jeffrey Epstein gets out of jail the first time, partying with this loser. He just couldn't wait to party with this child rapist. I just got, oh man, I missed you, Jeff. Woo-hoo, what's going on? Wow, you've been out for a little while.
I mean, for years.
And the thing is, the crazy part about it is you've had to go home at night because you had this weird sweetheart deal where you were allowed to leave jail and continue to rape minors. And who gave you that unconstitutional, illegal, immoral deal? Oh yeah, someone else Donald Trump decided to put in his cabinet.
Yep, Alexander Acosta, the sweetheart deal.
Oh, yep. And then it's like, don't worry though, don't worry. Because sneaky Jeff Sessions is coming in on a drone in any minute with JFK Jr. to release the troops from Guantanamo, bro.
Right.
But it's crazy. But AG, Attorney General William Barr, he was like, oh, let me get myself to the bottom of this Epstein stuff, which is weird
Yeah, and he
Because he
I
had to-
swear we're gonna get to the I swear he was like he had that passion.
But he had to recuse himself because him and his father were super cool with him from back in the day, which is crazy. And then we have, don't worry, because we have Steve Bannon, Trump's chief strategist, who not after the first time, but the second time that Epstein got caught was trying to run before he whatevered himself or didn't kill himself, was trying to run public relations to say, hey, let's reintegrate this guy back into society. Right. Donald Trump, let's drain the swamp with Henry Kissinger. And then Donald Trump, girls were, according to court documents and cases that have been adjudicated right now, multiple girls were trafficked out of Mar-a-Lago. And people say, well, Donald Trump exposed Epstein. Maybe that's true. Maybe. And let's just say, I will grant you that's true. Well, if that is true, then here's the thing about that. The only time he exposed him, and it's anywhere between a decade and 12 years, where Donald Trump allegedly, if this is the true case, the official story, knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing, right, and didn't say anything until they wanted to purchase the same property. So to me, he's an accomplice to child rape at the bare minimum. And then you have Donald Trump saying he wants to destroy the Constitution. Donald Trump give police qualified immunity. Donald Trump, like, meeting with Henry Kissinger, like literally. Yep. And then the most egregious of all of those is Donald Trump, people saying, oh, he's a literal Hitler. The liberals might have been like, oh, he's a Hitler. Well, right. You know what? They actually may be right, because Donald Trump, according to the World Health Organization's own statistics, is on course to kill, if he hasn't already passed, more people than died during the Holocaust due to his coronavirus shutting things down. And he not only did it, but he bragged about doing it. Not only the executive order there and the presidential statements for anybody to look up, but his own Twitter and his own X screenshot saying, yeah, I did it. No, the governors don't have a choice.
He's proud of it.
Of course they do. And then guess what? Memory hold. One last thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Roll up your sleeve, because Donald Trump's got the juice and you need to take it. And then you fucking idiots are still buying this shit. Why are we even giving this guy a free pass? And then the last thing I'll say about this is, on the last day, and if Trump has not controlled that position, it's like, all right, fuck it. It's the last day. And the least you can fucking do is pardon fucking Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning. No, right. I'll give you Kodak Black. Because if Trump is really against the deep state, he knows they'll fucking try trickery and not let him get back in. So that's your last day to shake some shit up. No, Donald Trump, bro, is literally a pedophile protector. Bare minimum. He's also a war criminal for continuing all the illegal wars. And why are we even? Why is this a discussion right now?
It's a charade. It's a charade. It's shadows dancing on a wall. And I hate to be like black-pilled about it, but this is the way I look at it. And I've been working on it, because it seems like you and I have been thinking about some similar things recently in this period of like semi-activity. You know what I mean? I don't want to pay attention to the daily tit for tat shit throwing anymore. It doesn't excite me. I find it pathetic now. It was always pathetic. I always knew it as pathetic, but it was exciting in the sense of every day was a new development. Things were moving fast. Trump really shook things up. Again, he's a pressure valve. He's a controlled opposition. He could be a controlled opposition figure designed to catch the blowback from the paradigm shift that's going to happen one way or the other. Just so happened WikiLeaks spawned it. Listen, if Trump was not, Hillary probably would be in jail, right? But don't worry. He went on Joe Rogan.
Thank you.
Right? Rogan being a reality TV star and like sort of like a milquetoast plain comedian. He's not. I never liked his stand-up personally. I do listen to his show. He went on there and they just dropped that in there casually. They mentioned the JFK files. Yeah, we'll open them up, this and that, but there's still some worries about national security. And never forget either that there was no mention of Epstein. I'm sure that was defined as being off limits between Trump's group and Rogan beforehand. And that's not the first Epstein connected person that Rogan had on either. So personally, this is what I think, dude. Listen, when it comes down to voting, okay, I'm not going to say don't vote, because here's the thing. I think it's probably very difficult to like consistently swing elections, because people will defend against that when it happens once. For example, we might find that this election is more fair than the one we had last time because things were put in place. They're still trying to take shit. People are actually trying to prevent it. There's people that benefit from both results, stolen or genuinely won. There's people, big boys up there at the top that benefit from either side. I do believe that it's like not entirely destroyed, like the democratic process to a degree. I mean, it's
memory holds. I can't believe I'm doing this,
short-term
but
benefits. Short-term
okay,
benefits.
so I
Voting for
agree.
presidents is like, they're all the same. It's just one is going to get you to the end point, the NWO, living in a coon pod end point, faster than the other. To me, that's what it is. Trump, in my opinion, gets us there slower in the sense of he reverts us back to nationalism, sort of like the state we entered after.
All right,
9/11.
so we're gonna jump right into the next topic.
Artificial nationalism.
All right, so here's my story. For years when I woke up, I've been woke up since like what 06, 07, around there, like definitely 07 for sure. And then since then, I was like, all right. I woke up under George Bush. I was like, all right, the Republicans definitely suck. That's true. The Democrats, okay, they're fighting against the war. That seems pretty chill. Okay, cool. And then Obama got in there, and I was like, and then I learned about Ron Paul, and I was like, eh. The return to nationalism is bad. And what the next level is, my history of humanity is literally through this lens. It's tyranny versus freedom. Since the beginning of time, there were the rulers, the emperors, and you had the church, the kings, the queens, and people always tried to struggle for their freedom. Spartacus, fucking Magna Carta. And then I believe, at least in idea, bare minimum, I'll give them at least idea, 1776 was a step in the right direction. I think the next logical and practical step is self-governance. Nationalism is not a good thing. The number one killer of all people is government. Doesn't make a difference what form of government it is. Government is the number one evil we need to fight against. Now, I do agree with you that voting is not it's not bad to vote unless you're voting for Trump or Kamala. Now, if you vote on a local issue where it's like, oh, should we spend $500,000 to take these plastics with carcinogens in them and build a kid's fucking playground, you could probably be like, no, and that hopefully might save some money for your community that would give kids cancer, right? So yeah, stuff like that, you should vote on it, right? If you want to.
You're gonna get fucked anyway. So it's either
right.
Do you want a red or blue condom to be raped with? It's up to you.
Exactly.
So,
yes.
I mean, and so the thing is,
Harris with a strap on.
yeah. So
exactly.
So the next red pill for everybody else is, and it's so fucked up how they stole the fucking term red pill, bro, and made it fucking Republican and dating, and this is so fucking weird, bro.
Yep, it all ties together.
It does. It does. It's interesting, actually. But the next logical pill is self-governance, because once you realize that all government is inherently immoral, philosophically speaking, it's all immoral. Anything that the government tells you to do, even if you steal something for a good, hey, I'm stealing memory hold so I can feed some kids in Africa, it's still stealing. I'm still stealing. Anything that the government does to you, it's either through violence or through threats and coercion of violence. I believe in this weird idea that all human beings should live with consent, right? But what government does is inherently non-consensual. And if people really want to be truthers nowadays, the number one thing they need to be talking about is not a return to nationalism. It's away from governments, because if you, statistically speaking, by leaps and bounds, the number one killer of all people, not even including war, the last century, is something called democide. Look it up, DEMOCIDE. It's governments killing their own people. And so I don't think nationalism is a good thing. I've heard Titus Frost make this argument too. It's like, oh well, yeah, they want us to defund the police so they can bring the UN robots in. No, I want them to destroy the fucking police and end the police, because the police kill fucking. The police with civil asset forfeiture have now outrobbed all theft. Police murder more than all active shooters, according to not one but two studies. They are 40% more likely to domestically abuse their partners. And according to a 50-year study of police's own data, they only solve 2% of major crimes. And according to another additional study of police's own data, they're statistically racist. So literally, like, they're like the worst problem. And like, that's what nationalism is. All these right wingers, we love the police, we stand by ICE and all this other shit, bro. It's ridiculous. So that's the number one problem. The number one problem is government itself. And I dream of a world one day where we can govern ourselves, and where the person that makes decisions for me is me. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Mellows, if you want to get this one, I'm afraid I'll just talk forever and not give you a chance.
I appreciate you being respectful to young Mellows, because I haven't done a video in a while. I didn't properly hype up Mellows for the man that he is, and
I get hyped up. I don't want to steamroll anybody.
Mellows, your take.
The government is a divisive tool, man. I mean, it's got one job, one single purpose: to divide the people, and they both work excellently together. I mean, is Donald Trump, Joe Biden more successful in partnership than Kamala Harris than Donald Trump? No, I think, you know, it's the same deal, man. It doesn't matter whether you put Obama on there or you put this one on there or that one on there. It's the same puppet master's hand that's firmly shoved up there. Any one of those asses, right?
Yeah.
Not one person could actually get into that position, that job, right, and be able to do what we need them to do. I mean, Cynthia McKinney is for a perfect example, right? She told us exactly what happened to her, right, and how they treated her and shut her down.
Yo, thanks for the shameless drop. Check out my recent video with political prisoner, PhD, and somebody that exposed a 2.3 trillion missing during 9/11. That's on my YouTube channel, my Facebook, with Cynthia McKinney. Yeah, she exposed that, and man, so did Ron Paul. Ron Paul exposed that shit too, man. Like,
their job is to divide us, to keep us divided.
The thing is, let's just say, for the sake of argument, okay, which I don't believe. I don't believe that giving us Trump is like a slower route there. I don't believe that. I believe he's part of all this. Now, I can't prove that, but I do believe he's part of it. And this is a debate I've been having with truthers for a while.
I mean, he's done more damage, in my opinion, right, with his policies than anyone else has. But I mean, you
agreed. He's increased the national debt more than any other president. The fiscally conservative, fiscally responsible.
The whole world shut down under Donald Trump's presidency, right?
But the real reason that voting doesn't matter is one of my catchphrases on this channel is like, I mean, it does, like I said, on that little local shit. But at the end of the day, like, even if you had Ron Paul said, yo, I couldn't change the shit overnight. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't even change the shit if he had fucking 8 terms. You could have Jesus and Buddha running like 20 terms, but you can't vote out the Federal Reserve. You can't vote out the CIA.
Donald Trump has no intention of doing that. He's beholden to them. They own him, right? They're the ones that have their hands firmly shoved up that guy.
And that's why I know that Donald Trump is not a threat to a system, because they could have fucking slipped some fucking poison in his Diet Pepsi.
If he was right, that threat that everybody thinks he was or he is, right, there would be a crater where he stands right now. There is absolutely no fucking way.
That's the mark, honestly. That's the mark of a good man. That's the mark of a good man. I hope someday I get a chance to defend myself from oncoming attackers killing me for what I did. That's how you know you're a real motherfucker, bro. When they kill you in broad daylight, bro. That's how you know you're real. And the thing is, that's how you know Donald Trump is not real. He went a whole fucking presidency, and they didn't try. Now there's differing thoughts about what happened with the other thing. But I want to change the subject from Trump. But I would really encourage you guys to check out the book Freedom by Adam Kokesh. It's less than 100 pages and it is written in a way that somebody as stupid as me can understand anarchy and why it's not even a form of government. It's complete. It's like the antithesis of government. It's changed a lot of people's lives. I would definitely recommend that book. It's called Freedom by Adam Kokesh. It's free, available online in PDF. and he actually, I think he still gives them away for free too. So check that out. And check out his YouTube channel too, which has also been banned for before even Memory Hold started even holding at 250,000, bro. So anyways, this is the cool thing about Memory Hold too. This is something that him and I have in common. Even before I was a truther, even as a little kid, I was always kind of interested in UFOs. And I was like, And so I'm like, all right, yeah, it could be real extraterrestrials. It could be motherfuckers from beyond the ice wall. It could be government shit. It could be all of the three. It could be human beings, time traveling, coming back from time. It could be some scientific phenomena that we have yet to understand. I don't know, but something is definitely, at least purportedly, in the atmosphere. There's been a shit ton of sightings and all this stuff. One of the things that I think is really fucking weird, and I still have yet to figure out, but which ties in intently to Memory Hold here, is he was kind of like the UFO dude. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you were like, oh yeah, UFOs are, you were like making fun of us. You were throwing milk cartons at us. And I was like, hey, leave us alone, Jock. And you're like, give me your lunch money.
I've always been a believer of UFOs, but I was never actively researching them, and I couldn't back up my belief in them. It was very casual. I liked UFO documentaries. I read, but it's far from serious, very casual. But 2014 rolled around, started to get seriously into it. Let me actually objectively, critically engage with this evidence or lack of evidence. I came out of it generally believing the existence of anomalous crafts of one sort or another. Maybe they're not even crafts, just anomalous lights in the sky. We can't explain them. I do believe there's genuine mysteries. I believe there's a ton of fuckery as well. What I didn't believe in was like any other conspiracy theory, aside from like the baseless, not even baseless, but just like the surface level, Bush did 9/11 or whatever. That typical, which is like the OG version of Epstein didn't, often, right? You can see these like flashy little sayings that pop up in the cultural lexicon when a banger comes out, So I was throwing milk cartons at conspiracy theorists. No, there's really no conspiracy theories that are legitimate or worth my time. But yes, there's aliens flying around. That was like my belief essentially up until 2016. And I found myself here because the guy that started it all was a UFO guy, Podesta. He was well known.
Okay, and that's the thing. That's the weird part about this is like, all right, just to set the stage, if anybody has been paying attention from well before 2016, like well before I was alive, well before the OG Mellows was alive, it's like, all right, the Roswell incident, and then fucking what's the homeboy's name over Washington, and then you had the battle for LA, and then you had all the movies, but then you had Project Blue Book. And since all that time, they were like, oh, there's no such thing, and you're crazy if you believe in UFOs. And I watched all this, and I agree with Memory Hold. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but there is some shit going on, and there are some legitimately unexplained shit. There are some real mysteries there that are going on, right? There's some shit that's just swamp gas, right? But there's some shit that is. But the standard story from the government has always been for 70, 80, 100 fucking years been like, them shits aren't real and you're an idiot if you believe in it. And then all of a sudden, like, I think it's not Mitch McConnell, but it's another like devious douchebag senator, John Podesta, and some guy from the Pentagon's Elizondo. And then we overturned 70 years of UFOs are fake and bullshit. And then all of a sudden, John Podesta, if you guys don't know who John Podesta is, find Memory Hold on all platforms. By the way, real quick, Memory Hold, HOLD, Memory Hold. He's on BitChute. He's on Rockfin. Give him a subscription over there on Rockfin. We're gonna who's I can't even see the motherfucking comments on this bitch right here. But if one of the moderators could pin his link tree, I think it's on your.
Oh yeah, I'll post it in there too.
I want everyone to go to support, because literally Memory Hold is like a top tier dude, and him taking some time to kick it with us right now too.
Hell yeah,
while I expose losers, it is really cool because we both. I mean, I haven't even kept. Like I said, I've watched Memory Hold videos, every single one of those motherfuckers up until recently, 4 times over at least. And it's so funny because I was trying to find the one where you were just a little baby Memory Hold and you were skateboarding and you were dancing at the Twin Towers, bro. And you were just a twinkle in my eye right then. And it's look how awesome classic. You are now. So
I'll always use that clip.
Yeah, I need that. But yeah, so what is going on here? Like, why the sudden reversal of it's like, all right, UFOs are fake and you're dumb if you believe in them. But now John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's person, who's also real close. I'm just gonna say Epstein, so you guys get the point.
Yeah,
why is he the guy? Why is all of a sudden a change? Like, what's up with that, bro? And who was the other senator? He's like, I'll look it up, but he's like a really bad senator. It's not Mitch McConnell, but it's somebody else.
Yeah, there's a couple. That Burkett. There's Burkett that's in the mix. Yep. Tim Burchett. He's been like a real big player. Even Matt Gaetz is thrown in it. The bipartisan.
Matt Gaetz.
Yeah, yo, Matt Gaetz. Matt Pizza. You know Gaetz. Dude,
yo, what is going on here, Memory Hold? Because it's
the
like
bipartisan support's crazy. That's wasn't on my bingo
card. Now? Why are they doing this? Because they're doing. Yeah. We've never seen the U.S. government do an about face, and especially on something so groundbreaking. The U.S. government's like basically like, holy shit! Actually, there are UFOs. Why? Why now? Why Podesta?
Because
you're muted. Sorry.
They've never been awake more than they have now, than they are now, and they are terrified. So this is why they have to control the stories, the narratives, everything. And, you know, if there's one truth out there, you better believe there's 100 lies to bury it.
Yeah, it's all muddy.
Yeah, and you know the best part about it, you know, these people are actually getting paid really good money to create these narratives. You know.
Yeah.
So it's just never ending cycle, you know. At the end of the day, as long as the money's there to pay for, people will do it. I mean, there's a lot of narcissist people. There's a lot of people that would be happy to see the whole world burn. You know, send nukes. Yeah, let's go right now, man. I want to see this thing.
Yeah.
Right.
No value of human life.
No regard. Do not give a fuck. These are the people that they've handpicked for certain roles. You know,
I can't disagree with anything you said.
You know,
yeah, Memory. Why do you think now, though? Like, why are they doing an about face on such a thing? And you think, literally, dumb shit is more important than this. Like, you think this would be like nonstop, week to week, 9/11 type coverage. Holy shit, the government just said UFOs are real. Hold on, we're gonna go live. We're going to fucking whoever's anchor in studio right now. Why the about face and why is it with Podesta? That to me is just weird as fuck.
It is weird as fuck, and I'll tell you why. Number one, think of the timing. What were we just talking about 20 minutes ago regarding a paradigm shift in the role Trump may or may not play in terms of controlled opposition for this new digital age where we have far more power than we ever did before. We control the information space. We red pill the normies, quote unquote, right? We enlighten people. The reality we're living in now is incredibly different. We took the most obscure, fringe, outlandish theories and just through fun and effort and hard work, memed it into the mainstream consciousness to the point where like kids are seeing Epstein jokes on like shitty advice animal meme templates. It's fucking crazy. I just watched a news clip the other day of Young Thug, the guy associated with his case, Shannon Stillwell. He's like in Young Thug's entourage. They're being arrested on RICO charges. There's a big trial or something like that, right? You know, gang related hip hop, blockbusting and stuff and such. The police raided this guy's house, right? They kicked the door down. Police, what are you doing? Hands in the air. They walked in on a goat sacrifice, a fucking ritual, like a literal, and they caught it on body cam. I'm not fucking joking. You can fact check.
What, bro?
Did you
do a video about this? Talk about. Okay, and where can people? So if you just type in memory hold into BitChute, will that be which one? What's the name of that video?
Yeah. So I cover it. There's a couple. This is crazy. I'm gonna back my stuff.
Reiterate, backtrack a little bit because I was kind of spacing out. I'm like memory hold drawing on for a little bit. Then I'm like, holy shit! It walks in on a goat sacrifice and body cam. Yeah, let's back that up. What?
So what happened was like in relation to this criminal, this police activity trying to bring these guys down, this criminal gang, so to speak, Young Thug and his entourage, the police raid his house like they would do for any other drug trafficking criminal organization or whatever. But when they do it, they found the group, including Young Thug's buddy Stillwell, in the middle of a religious ceremony. That's how the media framed it. And they said the religious ceremony involved the alleged sacrifice of a goat. right? Now, we found out about this not when it happened, but rather when they moved to exclude the body cam evidence. So it's not brought up in the trial. And I believe that motion.
Wow. So that actually just confirms that there is body cam evidence of that, which is ridiculous.
Ever, as far as I know, how long has like goat sacrifice, the ritual, the occult, that's been in like conspiracy lexicon and lore for decades at this point, right? But now, as far as I know, that's hugely significant because that's the first ever instance that would bona fide confirm on video the existence of these behaviors, these practices, these belief systems on camera. It would put it to rest. Another outrageous conspiracy theory is now mainstream.
And I just want to give Memory Hole credit.
No different.
Another thing that Memory Hold said that's true, and I have to say, Memory Hold, I owe you a debt of gratitude for my entire life, because I always said back when you were fucking doing the worm at Ground Zero, I was out here saying, hey, the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, the CFR, and the Rockefellers, they're doing crazy illegal shit. They're telling it to you on out of their own mouths and on paper. And they also do this weird sex stuff with minors. And then when you went on the Wayback Machine, which was recently hacked, and showed that on Jeffrey Epstein's old website, he was a member of the Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, and on the board of the Rockefellers fucking university or foundation, I forget which one. It just proved everything I said in spades, right? Okay, and so now that you're talking about, we also have to throw a rest in peace out there to Program to Kill. Did you hear that Program to Kill is off YouTube now?
Oh man, yes, I actually did. I don't know when it happened, but I feel like I did find that out at some point. I was late in the game. I hadn't watched this stuff in a while because I spent so long down that rabbit hole, like a good, I don't know, maybe a year or something. I was really immersed in it. So I hadn't been looking at it, and I come to search for his stuff. I can't find it. And man, yeah, for sure. Rest in peace. That the amount of stuff that guy has contributed. And by the way, that's a perfect example of somebody that's like really sort of like my style in the sense of content creation. He's making original videos, but he likes aggregating the data. Stuff that the book, I used to have the book actually fucking right next to me. Hold on. He is a data aggregator, right? Where it's like you get the books. He didn't, he's not the OG person that discovered this information, but he makes it easily digestible for everybody. And that's why I fucking hate like the modern information scape. It actually puts a pit in my stomach. Dude, archive.org going down and getting hacked, like it scared the shit out of me. I like people that aggregate data and make it a point to find creative ways to share it so people understand and like keep the flame alive, so to speak. Because dude, these are dark times. Post-COVID shit, just like in my opinion, energy-wise, never came back. And the stuff that's the energy I'm currently feeling, it just isn't good. I mean, I'm optimistic in many ways. It's just that there's no zest for like going after these overlords as much as
I want you guys to also spam in the chat Memory Hold's link again, and I will give Memory Hold some legitimate praise. And people know I don't give out praise very easily, but the thing that's dope about Memory Hold is he gives you all the Matt Gaetz type information and the Epstein information, which is groundbreaking. He's exposed pedophiles in real life, which is, I mean, fucking incredible. He also, and I want you to continue doing these type of videos if you see fit. But some of my favorite videos that you do, Memory Hold, and I'm very happy to have you as one of the 4 people left in the truth community, because you do your research and you say, hey, let's make of it what you will. Your series, and I'm forgetting the name off of my top of my head, and shame on me, but you're examining the writings of the elite. You go over, can you talk about that a little bit? Because I think that is so important to our community, because our community is just basically like a Democrat or a Republican or a Christian or a Muslim. We just share everything that, why bother voting? There's just 13 bloodlines. Nobody knows that Fritz Springmeier wrote that book, and nobody knows that there's competing ideologies. They just share the same shit. They're like, oh, well, the Democrats lying. I must love Alex Jones right now. So can you talk about that series, the name of the series, where people can find it, and what's going on in that series, and a couple maybe interesting teasers on that, because I think it's fascinating.
Definitely. Yeah. So to start off, it's called the Elite Mindset Analysis series. And basically it's a video series of multi-hour presentations where I take a book, like Program to Kill, that has to do with the subject matter that we talk about here on the channel, and I summarize it and provide my own analysis and interpretation of it. I started this series after I came across. I've been a fan of Jay Dyer's work for a long time. I'm not really into like the religious history stuff, but when it comes to the globalist ideology and the belief system that underpins the NWO, the vision of the future that we seem to be heading towards, right? Especially when it comes to technology, technocracy, scientific management of mankind by your Musks, by your Peter Thiels, by your Silicon Valleys, your Zuckerbergs, whatever. These books, if you want to understand why we're going there, right? Not just where we're going. That's easy to understand. One world government, population this, population that. There's going to be lack of privacy, behavioral modification will be used. And we all get that general idea, smart cities and so on. But why? Like, why are they sitting around and conspiring to say, no, we want that one as opposed to this future? I understand it's very complex and there's like a variety of very obvious reasons you can list off right now. Whatever. But my point is that it's all based and informed heavily by their own philosophical ideas, their religious or spiritual beliefs. And I'll tell you what, they're not really, a part of any religion or belief system that like we would come to understand on a daily basis. It's very esoteric. And that is why I find these books interesting. All of the series focuses on taking a book, whether it's Program to Kill or whether it's a report by the Rand Corporation, a global strategic trend report, a military report, something.
And I think you're looking at people like Brzezinski, you're looking at people like Littman, some of the original founders. So it's not just like, that's the cool thing about Memory Hold. He gives you the information that's related, that's pertinent to what's going on right now in everyday shit. Right. He gives you information that's exposing child trafficking, and he's exposed predators himself. And he's giving you cool shit like you could watch with your girl if she, girls like, oh, I love true crime. All right, cool. You know about Jeffrey Dahmer? All right, cool. Well, you know about Charles Manson? Did you know he's involved in Scientology? You know that he had a weird CIA handler, dude? You know that you ever heard of Program to Chill and Kill? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't want Memory Hold. And then also, and specifically, even outside, I wanted to kind of even focus even more so on that, because that shit is like, will probably get you the most clicks and views, and it's dope. It's like the Program to Kill shit is insane, and it's incredible to see. Like, it's just insane because it's literally talking about what we're talking about beforehand, right? And then since Program to Kill and Dan McGowan's work and your work and the work of others, this shit has come out too in podcasts and mainstream reporting too. Like, oh, there was this weird dude and he had an island. Oh, and John Wayne Gacy's connected to Dean Coral. And you know what? All these one random guys like Diddy or Epstein get arrested, but they're black booking all the people that were raping the kids. Oh, they just happened, the judges and the lawyers and the judges. And it's like, oh, weird. So
and you can see how all this is happening, all this transformative change, this massive paradigm shift is happening simultaneously, right? Within that 2016 to the present, right? We had true crime releases that were suddenly talking about, actually, it wasn't just a serial killer. It turned out to be a worldwide boy snatching network. And they used magazines to facilitate the transport of 8-year-olds. And they used magazines to check boxes like ordering IKEA furniture. They also produced it from prison. And by the way, household serial killer names, they're connected to them too. Turns out it wasn't just impulsive serial killings. It was far more organized and coordinated. And then you open up a whole new avenue to the elite pizza type stuff where, okay, they're willing to do those horrific crimes against underage people. What, you think they draw the line at that type of violence? What about physical violence? This is where you get Mark Dutroux. This is where you get the finest cold, the real deep, the real dark, the ones that include murder and death, right? As dark as you can get, right?
And that goes to what you're saying. We got the same shit happening right now. We got like people walking in. Like we have everything that we've said come out, and we have people walking in. I don't believe in Satanism per se. I think that's a catch-all term, but if we want to use the term Satanism, sure. Now we're witnessing quote unquote satanic shit on fucking body cam to this day, which is really crazy. And so honestly, I wanted to take let's get a fun question in here too, and I'll take some questions from the chat real quick too, and then I want to kind of ask Mellows and Memory, like, what should we do in the future? What does the future look like? So kind of ruminate on that in the background. But also, like, for me, like, I thought that, like, when I found out something was going wrong, first I was like, I heard some shit. I went down the rabbit hole, and then I was like, oh shit, Bohemian Grove, that can't possibly be real. And then I went and found, and this is why I was pointing out elite mindset analysis by Memory Hold, is because he goes into like some of the people, like I'm forgetting some of the bigger names that you, Aldous Huxley is one of them,
Aldous
right?
Huxley, Bertrand Russell, H.G. Wells.
Yes, Bertrand Russell, exactly. H.G. Wells, those guys, exactly. Yep. He goes into the mindset, and if you guys really want to do this, and we need motherfuckers, you need to study the elite mindset analysis by your boy Memory Hold on BitChute, and just go to BitChute, watch every single one of his videos.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, if you, sorry to interrupt, but if you go to Substack, I also have my own analysis written, like the original documents for each of these presentations. If you prefer to read them as opposed to watch them, you can go to Substack and do it. Right now, it's for subscribers. It used to be free. I might move it back to free. I still do analysis and summaries as well. I have one actually on deck. Hopefully, the next couple days. We'll see, but something I've been working on for a little bit, but they're valuable for all the reasons you're saying. And it's because of Jay Dyer, who I have to actually give credit to. He is the one I got the idea from, the Globalist book series. And I've said this in the past.
Good. And shout out to, let's take a second, because I'm only familiar with Jay Dyer. I think I've watched maybe one or two of his videos, and I was like, all right, this guy seems like he has cool information, but he's a Christian, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, he's super religious, no
offense to Christians, because literally Fritz Springmeier, who I literally love as a human being, and it's so cool to be even to know Fritz Springmeier. There's people in my life that like literally have done way more than me, and they're Christian. So whatever, I get it, whatever. But let's take a minute to shout out Jay Dyer, because it doesn't make a difference, like, if you're a Christian or not. If you're fucking kicking ass in the New World Order, how can people find them? Because if he's somebody inspiring you, I want people to find that person's work and make of what they will, because respect.
Agreed, man. Agreed. And like I said,
how do you spell it? Is it D-Y-E-R?
Yeah, Jaydyder. Yep, you got it. You can go to the playlist tab on his channel, and I think I have my own EMA playlist tab on YouTube as well. And he has all the videos. I think it's under like Writings of the Elite or something like that. You'll see. But needless to say, that's what initially inspired me, because I quickly understood after watching his. And this goes down to, once again, how info is packaged. He packaged the information in such a way that it just sort of clicked for me. I started to understand this. A lot of this fell into place. I was given a framework in which to perceive the projected path that we seem to be progressing down and getting closer to every day. I can understand it a little better now. It's really hard to conceptualize what all of this looks like in reality. There are people that wake up every morning, get out of bed, brush their teeth, and then proceed to do the things that only have been chatted about in conspiracy theories. It's so hard to believe, and it makes you wonder, is any of this really true? Like, how much, and it makes you doubt yourself. I can't imagine somebody going into work and it's like, time to shoot the president in the head today. It's like, the fuck, dude? Like, how does it, and it's like,
you were doing so good, Memory Hold.
Yeah, I know. Hey, don't worry, we're okay. But it's like, that was only a joke, right? Oh, I see what you're saying.
This happened to be those words together. He was giving a public service announcement like the guy from The Whitest Kids Ever, saying what you should not say.
That's funny. Nah, here we go. The technology's gotten so good, though. They've got real-time transcripts, and they're going to check me backpedal in a genuine...
Memory Hold, it was so good knowing you. Just know I called Top Bunk in the FEMA camp, and sorry, man, but hey...
I hear a knock at my door.
Thank you for your work. Hey guys, rest in peace. Put F in the chat for Memory Hold. Go subscribe to his, watch it while you still can, before they pin him with a mass shooting and call him a right-wing pedophile, a QAnon supporter. So definitely no. But seriously, and so just to add on to that, because and that's one other thing that I really have to truly say from the bottom of my heart that I love about Memory Hold is we deal with such fucking dark, fucked up shit, bro. And like every once in a while, he'll make you crack a smile, and you'll get a genuine lulls. And sometimes it's intentional, and sometimes it's not. But Memory Hold's a chill person. Like shout outs to Titus, because Titus, when Titus drops a joke, it hits even harder, because he doesn't drop jokes. He's just dry. Like when this motherfucker came on in a full pirate suit and is like, I'm like, yo, I'm fucking dying. But when he does drop a bomb, it hits like a fucking crazy fucking dunk with nuts all up in your face.
You laugh,
but I love how Memory Hold maintains a sunny disposition and mischievous smile and doesn't let this beat down. It actually makes it way more palatable and enjoying. I really love Memory Hold stuff. But also to add on, to definitely check out Memory Hold and Jay Dyer's Memory Hold's Elite Mindset Analysis, but Memory Hold HOLD and Jay Dyer DYER. Check out his playlist. But if you're gonna do this shit, you got to do this shit for real. So the best evidence that we have, people always say, "Well, the Illuminati, it's this and that." All right, so I'm gonna make 2 points right now. There's two main overall ways to wake people up. You can do it with logic and facts. That doesn't work for most people, and I've wasted most of my life doing that. But if you're going to waste it on logic and facts, which you should be equipped with, because there are people that will listen to logic and facts, you're going to want to do what's best. So, no offense, Memory Hold, I've just been singing your praises for about an hour or 2 hours right now. But if I'm going to wake somebody up right now that is not a young girl that's into true crime or somebody that's already predisposed to like this information, let's just say I'm trying to wake up an academic or somebody that's in college right now. Unless they're a bro, no offense, I'm not sending them to Memory Hold. I'm saying, oh, check out these 2 books by Harvard trained Georgetown professor and mentor to Bill Clinton, The Anglo-American Establishment and Tragedy and Hope. It lays out in those books right there, Rothschild Secret Society, Cecil Rhodes, Alfred Milner. It lays out the creation of the Royal Institute of International Affairs and then its sister organization, the Council on Foreign Relations. It lays it all on black and white academically. Sourced.
Yeah, the round
so
table groups.
Don't go over here and be like, oh, the Illuminati, reptoids, or QAnon. No, shut the fuck up with that shit. If you're gonna really do this shit, study what this dude's telling you, Elite Mindset Analysis, because he's telling you, he's analyzing and he's reading the text. And like he said, he has the text available on his Substack, so you can. I suggest, which I do, is I'll pull up the fucking document and read along. That's the best way to learn, right? To read along what's going on. Especially when he's doing a deep dive on Charles Manson. Is like, wait, who's this dude? What's this guy's name again? Right? Pull it up because everybody wants to share some dumb shit on Facebook, but nobody wants to really look inside the mind of Bertrand Russell and Aldous Huxley, right? And David Rockefeller and Zbigniew Brzezinski. That's required reading, right? So that's one thing, and I'm gonna get Mel's take, but the most important point I want to make is going ahead to the future. I feel like I once I woke up, I was like, all right, damn, I'm just gonna memorize all these facts that are undebatable and just own anybody that tries to come against me, and surely I'll fucking wake up the world. I'll come out at WrestleMania, everyone will cheer me, and then I'll immediately turn heel. But that didn't happen, and I'm still waiting for that. But what I realized over the course of time is the majority of people, that's why I said there's 2 ways, logic and then this other way, which is the better way, which I'm realizing, which is going to lead me to a greater question first for Mellows, then for Memory Hold, and which is part of the reason I've been kind of stagnant lately, amongst others, which is the other way to reach people is through emotion. And the thing is, the things that most convey and resonate with people, emotionally speaking, are music and comedy. And if I would have realized 20 years ago I should have been making music or comedy, I would have made music or comedy. I'm not saying that's what I should do. I've had the idea, should I be the white Kevin Samuels? And I'm still going to be the white Kevin Samuels. Because all these other bastards out here are making a turn red pill and conservative, and got Candace Owens on the shit and talking about, hey, let's be a Fed. And it's like, whoa, bro, you basically fucking, this guy's talking about be a gentleman, put a suit on, work 60 hours a week to get ahead so you can free yourself, learn about chess, be book smart. Now these people are just clowning bitches and saying Republican talking points. This is not what we need. One thing I'm definitely going to do, and I would love to see from you, Memory Hold, because you're a good personality, and I would love to see you, and this is something that I think we have to do. We just have to do it because they banned us digitally, and I've been procrastinating doing it, is we have to do some type of man on the street shit. And it doesn't even have to be like, oh, what do you think about Elon Musk's brain chip? It can just be something, even to bring some levity to it. One of the dopest things that I heard is from my boy, because I've been contemplating this for over a year now, like, yo, what the fuck should I do I don't even care if it's off camera. I don't care. I just want to do something to feel like I'm useful. Men and human beings in general, we need to feel useful, right? Like otherwise, our lives don't mean some shit. Like I manage a retail store. It's like, yeah, I feel not real. I gotta do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is the best way to use this shit? So first, Mellows and Mellows, dealing with me and my bullshit behind the scenes and all my shit, like, all the shit. And so first I'll ask you a question. One, what do we do? But first, I want to ask Mellows and Memory Holds, since we are talking about comedy, top 5 comedians. I'm going to give you 5 off the top of my head real quick, which are probably not true, but I'm going to give you best all time is Dave Chappelle, then George Carlin, then Bo Burnham, then Norm Macdonald, then maybe David Spade. Those are my top 5 comedians. Yeah, how about you, Mellows? And yeah, how do you think? And also, how do you think? What do we do going forward? They banned us digitally. Like, how do we make a change in this new world order?
Well, that ain't going to be an easy one, is it? I mean, how do you find out something you don't know that you need? How do you obtain something that you don't know exists and where to find it? I mean, it's like this. They have the ability to think like multiple steps ahead of us, 10 steps ahead of us. It's my belief that they have these AIs, and the reason why Elon Musk has this wanted Twitter so badly is so that he could feed his AI the information about us in order for them to predict what we will do before we even know what the fuck we're going to do when we want to do it, right? So they know what we're going to do. They can preemptively...
It's crazy you say that. I was on a website and it popped up the other day. It said, "Are you a horny loser looking for sex in your area?" How do they know that?
Well, like I said, we're fighting a losing battle, right? At one point we were winning. It gave us the appearance of us winning. We are the larger side, if you like, but we have the least power, if you like, because we're so fragmented. We have no voice and we're ill-informed, right? But for the majority of us, right? When you start striking a chord and you start making some noise and you start speaking the truth, that's when, the hounds of hell will come after you, right? They'll surround you, they'll discredit you, they'll destroy you, they'll destroy anybody around you that likes you, they'll just go after everyone. And they have unfettered access. It's a little bit like going and doing an audit and getting beaten up by a security officer, and then the police come, and instead of arresting the police officer, they arrest you, right? For filming the police, So this is where we're at. They have the monopoly. They have the monopoly on violence. They have, and then it's down to, just brain fucking us, right? And just confusing the shit out of us so that we're fragmented and decided. And those of us who want to speak the truth, they're so filled with so much misinformation that when they say something, they say that one wrong thing, every other thing they say that might be true gets washed along down the river. Just because that one thing that they got wrong, right? And that's where we're at the moment. Because it doesn't, you might even be right, but the media, the government, they can just say, "Oh, wrong, bang, shut him down, destroy you." And then 10 years later, oh, Memory Hold was right, by the way. He was true.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, he's been in jail. He's lost his kids, his wife, his this, that, and the other. But, that's the reality of it. This is what they'll do to each and every one of us. They'll pick us off one by one and destroy us. Yep. The aim of the game here is, to win. And their goal is to depopulate the planet. They've made no secret about this, right? They want to get rid of us. The government is basically weaponized against us. Every part of the government is weaponized against us. The media is supposed to speak truth to power. is weaponized against us. The three different parts of the government is working in unison against us. The, we
The corporations, the pedophiles, and the wankers.
Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
Mellows, you're on fucking fire, and this is like one of the few times
I
where you're
agree.
like in
That's
a
a perfect
happy
way to put it.
medium, where you're a happy medium, because sometimes you just won't talk, and which is actually good because when he talks, YouTube channels get banned, like just right off rip, which is good. But then sometimes I'm like, yo, talk like that. How come you never talk like that on my channel? But now there's like a nice little happy medium, for Mellows. I love it. I agree with
That was a
exactly what
perfect
you're saying.
description. Same.
So first, before you answer memory hold, who are your top 5 favorite comedians? At least on the time of me asking you this question, I just
Oh man.
those guys out there.
So I'm gonna say I like Bill Burr, Chappelle, of course, that goes without saying. I kind of like Theo Vaughn. I know he's like a Rogan-ite, you know, he's a one of Rogan's guys.
He's not as bad. I'll tell you, he's definitely, I would throw him in
I
as
agree.
like halfway between. He's definitely not
I
like
agree.
and I totally agree with you. I've watched Joe Rogan stand-ups and I was like, bro, this guy's not funny. Like he's
Never
not funny.
found him
Like,
funny, man. You know,
yeah.
like it's just kind of like
And I don't even
medium.
hate Joe
It's not-
Rogan. Okay, so let me
I
say
don't
this.
dislike
Let me-
him.
I gotta
You know.
say this point real quick because people are like, yo, why you hate on Joe Rogan, right? One of the main points, I could go into many points, but one of the main points is one, he has people like recently Trump, but he had Bernie Sanders and all these other motherfuckers on his show. Don't ask them the tough questions. And Trump and then fucking Joe Rogan, just like Alex Jones, they're the most banned people in the world. They're just like banned, but the only difference is when they get banned, unlike me or Titus Frost or Memory Hold or Yeah Right the Matrix or Mellows, there's not fucking news conference more than fucking UFOs about that.
Yeah.
And by the way, here's the app where you can download their thing, and this is where they'll be right now. So the most oppressed free speech guy, Joe Rogan, you know, the only Memory Hold, can you guess the one episode of Joe Rogan, the guest that was censored? Care to gander a guess? I'll tell you.
My gut says Alex Jones, but I don't think that's it.
Nope, because he's had Alex Jones on many times. Because Alex Jones
that's
will
what you mean.
gladly tell you, they'll gladly tell you about nationalism and we're gonna take the government back, the glory. But you know who he didn't. The only person that he did not, he taped the fucking episode, but he did not have on is Adam Kokesh, because he's the only person telling you that the solution is not within government itself. So I would, you guys can actually find that episode, check it out. But Joe Rogan is a total piece of shit. But continue. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, there's a lot of there's a lot about Rogan. I like him. I've been a listener to him for a while, but I'm not like a Rogan fan. I don't think that necessarily he's like pioneering anything. In fact, I think he is a perfect archetypal figure that possesses the exact right qualities in the same way Trump does.
He's the new mainstream news.
Again, you know, capture a huge swath of the population on the entertainment young men demographic, right? It's in the same way that Trump corrals the conservative right wing, including truthers and the conspiracy theorists. Whether that's good or bad, mostly bad, right? He's no better than anybody else. But
all
it's like
bad.
Joe Rogan corrals the entertainment side. You get what I'm saying? So like, in the same way there was Letterman that dictated the careers of any comedian that would become a thing, right? Letterman was what you aspired. If you hit the night talk show circuit, you were basically good. You were guaranteed the sitcom, which was highly sought after back in the cable TV days. Everyone was working the comedy circuit.
Memory Hold's going deep. Like, share, and subscribe.
Dude, yeah, they in the hopes of being Seinfeld, in the hopes of getting a gig like that. Now it's changed. Anybody can make content from their living room. What we're seeing, how do we create a new structure to control that so it doesn't get out of control? As you said, emotion is the more effective way to facilitate a change in opinion. Comedy, we must control it at all costs because they have historically always been the ones that open up the gaping vulnerabilities of like the current power structure. They poke fun of it, that. They've been hanged and sought after and banned and censored historically as well by tyrants because of that same fact. How can we let it go out of control? I got an idea. We don't. We get somebody like Joe Rogan, who's the perfect man for this era, in the same way Trump is the perfect man to lead this era, this new digital age of crowdsourced intelligence. The complete destruction of the old legacy control system. That's what I call it. Why do you think the arrests are going down? NXIVM, Epstein, all these revelations with that camp all connected. They're demolishing like planted bombs in a vacant building, like this old mechanism of like control and like criminal enterprise. To pave the way for one that's more secure for like this new age digital transformation where nobody is safe, privacy is nil, right? Starting afresh. It's a whole new world. You know what I mean? That's how I personally see it. That's why everything is happening from UFOs. When did that start? 2017, the new push for disclosure came out. Trump, 2016. Around this same time, the military intelligence agencies, they're predicting a major transformation because of this unprecedented degree of access we now, civilians, have internationally. The scramble begins. Things start moving faster than expected. Shit gets weird. All of it, in my opinion, is happening now. The pandemic, all of it's connected. It's like a destruction of like this old illusion to make way for like a brand new illusion. And it's a good one. It's better than the last one. You're going to love it. I promise.
So memory hold, what's shit gets weird. He's dropping all these fucking dope fucking facts and additives, and he's like, shit gets weird. So yeah, what's the next illusion? Because, you know, and shit, I'm an old hand at this, bro. So I've been around when you was fucking hitting a windmill at the World Trade Center, bro. I was out here like, oh, the world's gonna end in 2000. Oh, it's actually 2002. Oh, because the calendar was wrong. Oh, 2012, we're all gonna die. Yeah. Oh, 2019, we're gonna die. 2020, we're gonna die. And then of course now, more legitimately than 2012 and 2000, I will say, there is some real concern because the election coming up on the 5th of November, I can see a scenario where the Trump people be like, oh, that was a stolen election. They took our guns. And then I can see how the candidates be like, oh, God, he's back in. He's a dictator. And then also there's an added layer of like, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up, but I don't know if fucking.
Could this push America into a civil war?
We haven't been this divided since
orchestrated for that one thing, you know, because the last when Trump was coming out, Biden was saying, "Oh, he's not going to come out. Then he's going to stay in power." And it seems like now they're going to switch the table, and they're the ones who are not going to come out. You know, I'm just saying.
It's a good point. No, and I think.
Yeah, like these people, everything they say, they do the opposite. So when Donald Trump says something like "only I can say," you know, stop World War III, fucking terrifies me. That does, you know.
Right. Yeah, that same energy he puts into policies that we happen to agree with, even if you hate Trump, right? There's got to be some common ground somewhere, even if it's trivial bullshit policies.
I defy you to find that, memory hold. I'm going to call your bluff. I'm going to call your bluff real quick, memory hold. What's the policy that you agree with Trump on?
Oh, dude, so this is my thing. Number one, going back to the general idea of the short-term gains, despite both candidates being a right leg, a left leg operated by one brain, big finance, the fucking shapeshifters, I'm just kidding, but you get what I'm saying. The metaphorical lizards up at the top of the pyramid near the eye, you know. With all that aside, okay, I'm going forward and talking about this with that fully in mind. It's a false dialectic, a false back and forth. It's bullshit, and it's propped up by illusions, not just on the left, but on the right. Trump, the Epstein Connect, we just covered it in like the first half of this video, agreed on all of it. I'm not a fan of him. I'm a fan of the fluffy policy he claims to, want to instill, right? Which happens to be a smack in the face of globalism in some respects, right? The controlling of the border and mainly the maintenance of the American culture as it stands.
All right. So I want to take a couple things, those things real quick.
Unfortunately, you know.
Sure. Okay. And so one, you weren't around in 2012 when Obama was saying this, like same type of things. He said, I'm going to stop this and that. You probably remember, I'm going to stop the NSA spying. I'm going to stop the illegal wars. And that's all talk. Read my lips, no new taxes. I had sex with that woman. That's all talk. I'm going to lock her up. Yeah. You know that. You said that shit, right?
Exactly.
But, okay, so securing the border. This is another thing that I wanted to bring up, right? if someone wants to secure the border, by definition, you automatically become a big government liberal and also by definition a communist, right? Now, if me, you, and Mellows all three of us owned all the property, hypothetically, on the US and Mexico border, and we all wanted to put fences upon our property, then that is something that we can do. However, when we could do that, but once we take other people's money by force on land that is not ours and impose a wall, which does not even work, because Republicans be like, oh, well, fucking, you can't use a gun law because the gun laws don't work. Okay, well, same thing with immigration, right? So, like, creating a wall is not going to work. Cartels already got fucking tunnels. You ever heard of fucking planes? You ever heard of helicopters? You ever heard of drug dealers that swallow shit? Bro, it's already happening, right? So, first of all, to create that, then you need an infrastructure, right? But first of all, it's done by coercion and threat, and it's communism, because you're taking other people's land that is not yours and deciding what's best for the good of the people. That's communism, right? And then on top of that, it is also not free market. It is not economically. If you want to be an anarcho-capitalist, if you believe in capitalism, which is a communist term, but my term of capitalism is free market, which means no regulation whatsoever. So if you believe in free market, then there should be no problem in having borders open. There's borders open that you can international borders that you can walk right across. What is the difference having a border from Mexico to a border from Kansas to Michigan? There is no difference. As a matter of fact, if someone's living in Memphis and you're living just across the river somewhere, that person is far more likely statistically to kill you or you'll end up dead than any other immigrant. And the thing is with all these immigrants, right? People are acting, the thing is like, I spent a lot of time in Texas at the border too, literally like 6 miles from the border, going to the border. I've been to Mexico. And the thing is, it's so funny because Republicans are so mad at all these motherfucking Mexicans. Meanwhile, when you go down to the border, what do you see? You see a bunch of fucking Christians driving Ford trucks, working a whole bunch of hours, right? And enjoying their time with the family, having big family and spending money in this economy. And the funny thing about it is too, then we have Schrodinger's immigrant. All the immigrants, according to the right-wing people, are simultaneously collecting all the money off taxes and stealing all the jobs at the same time, right? So it's just another fallacy. It's another divide and conquer, and that's why I'm telling my message today to everybody is let's get past this board. Anarchists believe in no masters, no bombs, no borders, right? We believe that we make decisions. The only person that can secure myself is me. And anybody I bring along with and whatever I want to bring with me, right? So these borders, let's just say we even have borders. Great. But it's borders enforced by pedophiles who do things inherently through violence, right? So it's cool if you want to have borders, me, Memory Hold, and Mellows, but I draw the line when we're stealing other people's property to create borders that don't even work, which are controlled by pedophiles. That's the real problem with government. I really want you guys, that's the thing I want you guys to take away from this. And I know, unfortunately, I'm alienating a little bit of Memory Hold and just the audience in general, because like Memory Hold brought up and like I brought up, there's a large swath of the truth movement that just fucking jumped on Trump's dick. And then it was like, oh, guess I'm a Christian now. I never read the fucking Bible, but I guess I'm a fucking Christian now. Nationalism is bad. Sorry, Melis, go ahead.
I remember from the beginning, right? They actually shut down the whole country until both sides would agree to spend over £500 million on that war, right? And he had 4 years to build that war. And the only video photo shoot they took of him was at a wall that part of the wall that Obama had built before him.
The only photo shoot of him at a wall was at the Wailing Wall in Israel.
Yep. Right? Yeah, exactly. There's that too, right? So it's like there's a whole other element.
So he had 4 years to build that thing, right? And he didn't build. He didn't even do
the
anything.
two things that motherfuckers were chanting was build that wall, lock her up.
Exactly.
And as soon as he got there,
jail.
Oh, well, you know what? She's been through so much already. It doesn't make a difference that she created the biggest crimes. And also, when she's been through so much. And guess what? We're going to be at this little Jesuit party and we're going to joke with each other. We're gonna joke
Yep,
around a little
exactly.
bit. We're gonna have a little, hey, Hillary, get over
Do
here.
you realize,
Yep.
do you
Yeah,
realize
little-
there's a large
get over
portion
here.
of
Yep.
Trump supporters that still believe, right, to this day, that Hillary Clinton was killed in Guantanamo Bay, right?
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
There's still a large portion of people that actually believe that is that QAnon, that was QAnon, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? So I forget that I think that was like one of the first ones. I forgot that it started off with such an extreme fabricate, like an explicit fabrication. His deception and falsehoods got more subtle as time went on, in my opinion. He never dropped it easily. That was crazy to me, man. I remember that.
I really felt that Q was an AI. I always felt that.
Well, you know what's really cool, Mellows, is we haven't talked about this, but I may be incorrect, but I would defy anybody to do the research to prove me otherwise. But Titus Frost has done, and shout out again to Titus Frost, bro. Titus Frost just and Titus Frost Memory Hole will tell you he inspired the shit out of Memory Hole and re-inspired the shit out of me. Titus Frost is the real fucking deal. Sure, he's a Christian, and sure he believes in nationalism, and sure he knows that eventually I'm going to persuade him otherwise. But all of a sudden all of a sudden he has kids and he can't talk to me. And hey, stop showing up my house half nude drunk. We're not friends like that. But Titus Frost changed the fucking world. Where am I going with this? What were they talking about? I was just like way into that character right now, and that's probably that. No, Mel,
nationalism.
No, nationalism bad. Well, like I said earlier, democide, the number one cause of if anybody wants to make a difference in the world, right? If anybody actually truly cares, you would start with the most problematic thing and expose that, and then work your way down. Especially if the most problematic thing was by orders of magnitude the largest malefactor in human society. And when government, and democide is a term when government kill their own people, and that's excluding war. That's killed more than even religion. Governments have actually killed more than religion. So the part of the thing where I'm trying to get the truthers is it's like, all right, cool, I get it. I was a Ron Paul guy, libertarian too. Ron Paul was, I didn't even realize at the time, was dropping anarchy bombs
Right
at the time. And anarchy is a tainted word. And we know how they can taint words. We know about the history of conspiracy theorists and how they can use Matt Gaetz as a certain word and how I can't say certain words. Anarchy was a word which just means if memory hold has a shiny apple, and I have a sterling dollar bill that he wants, and I want that apple, he wants that dollar, we make a trade, well, that's consent. If memory hold wants to twist his ears up in a circle and give me a Bugs Bunny kiss, and I'm smitten and I want that, well, that's consent. If not, that's theft. If not, that's sexual assault. When government does things, it's inherently violent. So anarchy, they said, okay, we'll take a word anarchy, which is just a philosophical term, and we'll associate with that with bomb throwers. Because a couple of people that they called anarchists threw bombs. Now, you cannot be an anarchist and throw a bomb, because anarchists are by definition non-violent, and they believe in consent. So anybody that perpetuates any violence other than self-defense is automatically non-anarchist. Meanwhile, the Democrats, the Republicans, the communists, the Stalinists, all those motherfuckers dropped a billion, quadrillion, badillion times more bombs than any fucking alleged anarchist ever had. Voluntarist is maybe a preferred term, but I just want to make it absolutely clear. This is part of the problem that we're having is, like, or I was saying, like, yeah, they banned Memory Hold because Memory Hold's dropping real shit, but they banned Adam Kokesh at 250,000 subscribers, 250,000 years before Memory Hold was doing a backspin on Ground Zero on the dead bodies when he was dancing with the Israelis. You know what I'm saying? And why? Why? Because his message is so powerful. It's getting banned off Joe Rogan. It got banned off Alex Jones. Bro, I was at an Alex Jones rally owning the shit. I was at a Trump rally owning the shit out of Trump people, and then fucking Owen Schroyer was there. This is years ago. I was like, all right, yeah, what's up? Let me get on. I jumped on with, I confronted Alex Jones years before this about his Trump support at the Virginia 2A rally. And then fucking, he held me over on his show talking about all this shit. Damn, where am I going with this? I don't know. Memory Hill, go ahead.
The controlled gatekeeper concept is like sort of what you're building on, and I wanted to bring this up. What you're saying is that like there's this new like
Sorry, my end point to my thing is the controlled gatekeeper thing is, yes, that's what I've been talking about the whole time. But the ultimate gate that they're keeping for you, and the number one thing I want you guys to take from this here, at least from me, is government. It doesn't make a difference if it's communist or democratic, constitutional republic. Yeah. That's the number one thing that's killing more people than anything. That's what we need to expose, and that is the ultimate third rail. Because even me and Memory Hole can even talk right now. There's people like Adam Kokesh that like they just can't even talk. Yeah. Okay, that's my point. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Memory Hole.
No, it's fine. I was going to say what we're seeing in action here, and Mellows mentioned it earlier, I think it was like the 77th Brigade. Like it was like Canadian PSYOPs, military PSYOPs that were being ran to manage perception control. And with these controlled gatekeepers, right, Joe Rogan becomes a new Letterman. You take care of that swath. You get Trump to take care of the political side. But all of these changes, as radical and transformative as they are, they still only operate within the parameters of a controlled dialectic, right? As you were just saying before, right? With anarchy, with nationalism, the negatives of each of those and why they're mischaracterizing it by, distorting the true meaning of the definition of them, right? This is the same thing because in the end, you get rid of one, you're going to end up with another that's working with the same with the same ideas in mind. That just furthers it one step again. It doesn't matter. It's just the right wing that's doing it this time. 9/11 was an example of the NWO being furthered, but using the right wing conservatives as the vessel to do so, right? And then it switched over, right? We're hoping change now. Boy, Barack Obama's in the mix. I've been groomed since I was a young man, perfect for this job with my smooth, silky voice. He was born and bred for the job, man. Like you can't deny the smooth stylings of Barack Obama. Everyone says he's a great speaker. He's charismatic, perfect, right? Swings back left. The pendulum swings back left. Now they're the facilitator of this global whatever. And sometimes, people, even the elites, I'm sure, differ with each other, disagree with each other. For example, right now, I'm seeing a lot of reports. If you look up what Rand is putting out, these are the people that set the policy, right? Like Rand Corporation, for example, the military is like, hey, I need help with my nukes. How do we create policy around it? Rand is the people that make a report and designed, like our entire Cold War nuclear policy was created by Rand Corp. So if you want to know, like the closest you can get to a crystal ball to having one is like looking up Rand reports. And they've essentially been, I don't know how to explain, I'm going to lose my train of thought with the Rand reports, but what they say is, how do I explain it? They understand that essentially they're losing grip on like crowdsourced intelligence, and globalism is failing because of it. Globalism is a failed concept. So all these globalist ideas that we associate with depopulation, one world government, one world religion, this new culture, the destruction of religion, right, which is typically, as you say, by conspiracy theorists, an idea that isn't fundamental, but it's there in a big group of people. That's where the religion side of the conspiracy stuff comes in, whatever. But nonetheless, it comes down to a battle between like globalism and maintaining whatever semblance of like the tenets of what this was supposed to be, like one last breath. That's how I view it, right? And it's a matter of how much does one think that globalism is going to be better or worse than X nationalism, if we go the anarchy route, if we go the communist route, if we go the technocrat route. Like, could that be worse than global? Like, do you hate globalism that much? My idea is I just disagree with the entire idea fundamentally, but the issue is I'm not well versed in like the extreme nuances of all these various ideas on governance.
Memory Hole, would you do me a favor for my birthday?
Influenced.
Would you do me a favor for my birthday and for Christmas and for Rosh Hashanah? Would you do me one favor?
Yeah.
Promise?
Yeah, I promise, dude.
All right, cool. Got you, bitch. All right, I want you to do a book review on Adam Kokesh's Freedom. I want you to do a book review on that. I would love that.
I'll look at that.
And just to piggyback on what everyone's saying, and I'll try to take some comments here, but it's weird because it's only showing me like top comments and it's not letting me see real comments. So let me just
defaults to that.
a couple comments. If you guys, and I'm not going to take up too much more memory hold and memories time, and Mello's time. But I'll address a couple comments real quick here too. Joe Vetters saying, not blaming taxes on Republicans. This is another thing too, is like people sharing posts like, oh, gas was this much and this much. I didn't forget. Bitch, it doesn't make a difference. Donald Trump doesn't control the fucking economy. The Federal Reserve does. And if he did control the economy, that's called fascism. It's not a good thing. Either way, like, it's not a good thing, right? So yeah, I'm not blaming Republicans. I'm blaming the Federal Reserve, right? Okay.
The higher power.
Frost, last name. The first name of Titus Frost is Titus, Titus Frost. Find him on BitChute is where I've been finding him. Get your questions in here and spam them if you. I can't see them because it's not letting me toggle. It's only letting me like clip this shit for whatever reason. It's not letting me toggle. So just spam your questions in there for me, Memory Hold, or Mellows. And I appreciate Mellows for playing the cut and because yo, Mellows would like, I'm over here talking like I'm the OG to young Memory Hold, but fucking the real OG is Mellows. Mellows been out like since back in the day, like literally exposing pedophiles himself, creating websites that have changed the world. Like he was putting in, he was like on some Neo shit. Like when the internet was in its infancy, he was laying the foundation for all of us. Sometimes he does shit in front of the scenes, sometimes he doesn't. This guy has worked with Jordan Maxwell. Not to brag, I'm gonna throw my name in there too. Jordan Maxwell, shout out to Jordan Maxwell. He was telling you that real shit. This guy's worked with fucking Fritz Springmeier. This guy has a photograph with a blunt holding his dick with Harambe, with a finger on a drone strike, ready to kill innocent Yemeni civilians. It's a real thing. That last part. No, so honestly, I haven't done a video in a while. I wanna ask what you guys have been working on lately too. Because I've just been a little bit selfish lately, because I haven't done a video in a long time, and I just wanted to get this off my chest because I've literally lost friends. Now, I haven't lost friends. I haven't lost them, and I haven't given up on them. But I had friends that were straight fucking truthers that are now fucking Christians, and I'm like, I'll fucking sit there with them for hours explaining how, like, okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna break down Christianity real quick. I can go for days on this, and this is somebody I know. I look like a fucking douchebag, and I am, but I've debated the top Christian apologists, the top conspiracy theorists, fucking Doc Marquis, fucking Fritz Springmeier. They're Christians, but they pick me to do radio shows with, like co-host radio shows with, even though I don't believe that shit. And they're like the top fucking Christian motherfuckers. Rest in peace to Doc Marquis. Here's the thing, here's something that nobody fucking really knows about me, bro. I'm like, I don't know, 23, 24, 25, some shit like that, 22. And I'm working at a job, whatever. I'm a department manager of a retail store. And I'm like, and even before I woke up, I was like, yo, do y'all just want me to get credit cards and work in a cubicle my whole life? Like that's no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. I naturally didn't do that. I was like, no, I don't want that. So then between 22 and 25, I was like, yo, what should my legacy be? Like, what do I want to say I did with my life? Like, we all should have that. And I know we all have that thought. Yeah. Like, what do I want my life to be about? Right? It's like, you only YOLO, right? What do I want my life to be about? Do I want to say I rang up the most customers and sold the most sweaters? Like, what do I want my life to be about? And so I was like, all right, well, if God is real, and I'm not an atheist, by the way. Most people think I'm an atheist. I actually think there's a creator, but that in itself brings up some very interesting moral and philosophical questions, which is neither here nor there. But I was like, all right, fuck it. Well, if God exists, the best thing I can do with my life is be a man that speaks the word of God. So I spent 2 years reading the Bible. And then I read that with different people. I had the app on my phone that had the different translations. I had people mentoring me. Then I read the Quran. Then I read the writings of Buddha, right? I read the Vimanas, right? I read these holy scripts, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I still had questions. And so even after I read the Bible, I was like, all right, surely even if Jesus didn't create these miracles and Jonah wasn't in a whale for 3 days, Jesus a person existed, and randomly a guy appeared in my car and is like, there's actually not any evidence for that, and stop calling me Shirley. So here's the thing, like, what would you guys believe if I told you is forget the sun god worship and all the shit Jordan Maxwell told you guys about religion and how there's all these different sun gods, but there is not one piece of writing during Jesus Christ's alleged lifetime that even said he existed, let alone created miracles. And people say, well, the people didn't write shit down that much back in the day. True. However, there were dozens of people that did write things down, even people chronicling false messiahs and supernatural events like the rising of the dead and supernatural earthquakes and fucking eclipses and all that shit. Not one of these motherfuckers wrote shit down. Then the first example of Jesus Christ that we have, keep in mind, this is all from the Roman Empire and then the church, a bunch of pedophiles, woman fucking people burning, witch burning, pedophile fucking idiot. Keep in mind that even if it started off good, it was in the hands of these people for allegedly thousands of years. Then the Gospels, Peter never even, Paul never even met fucking Jesus, right? The Gospels are attributed to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which means they're not written by them. And even Christian apologists will tell you that the Gospels were written decades, if not hundreds of years after Jesus alleged existed. And then despite the hundreds, if not dozens, if not thousands of contradictions in there, and they're not small contradictions in the Bible themselves, let alone the Bible condoning slavery in the Old and the New Testament, let alone all the philosophical problems with that. The first examples of Jesus you have are decades, if not hundreds of years later. Then they're filled with contradictions that they don't even match up. And they're not the people that they said it is. And then the first extra biblical, which means outside of the Bible reference to Jesus we have, is a guy named Josephus, Flavius Josephus. And he writes some shit about Jesus, which is known to be an interpolation. He's writing a book about like it's not the testimony of the Jews, it's like a compendium or some other word that means some shit like that about the Jews. And he's talking about love affairs and sexual scandals. He's going on for pages about all this frivolous, dramatic shit. And then all of a sudden there's this thing like, by the way, there was Jesus, he was the king of Jews, and everyone worshipped him. And even Christian apologists and mainstream scholars will say that this is an interpolation, which means they faked and added shit in there. So there's literally no evidence that Jesus even existed, let alone created these miracles. And that's part of the problem with this thing is like people, all these fucking conspiracy theorists, even the regular ones are like, some of them people are like, oh, we're going to save the West. We're going to save the morals. What fucking morals are you fucking talking about? The West has done the most evil. We've Hitlered Hitler. We financed fucking Hitler. We financed Mao. We've done more worse things than anybody else. People, oh, you're a triggered leftist. No, I'm not, bitch. I'm just telling you facts. These are statistical facts. There's nothing to save here. There's good things in all cultures. There's bad things in all cultures, right? There's nothing. There's like in saying, oh, I get my morals from the Bible. A place that said, oh, you can honor your mother and father. And by the way, you can't use this type of clothing and you can't keep it selfish, but you can have slaves and you can beat them, but don't beat them too hard so they die.
Yeah,
bro,
that's
what
not
the fuck
backwards.
Are you fucking people? I'm sorry, I'm ranting and raving, but I wanted to get that off of my chest today. And I know I'm trying to click filters, Nick. Get your questions in here from Memory Hold and Mellows and rant. I'm gonna let these guys take over for a sec. But come on, guys, wake up, guys. Last thing. This is how they get us. This is how they get us, right? It's like, okay, if you're not a Christian, you must be a Democrat. If you're not if you don't believe in religion, don't worry, we got the new guy for you. It's science, right? If you're not this, we got Alex Jones for you. They have a package ideology already for you. The way to break out of it is the Socratic method. You have to fucking do it for yourself. That's why I said you got to fucking get the books yourself. Sorry, I'm shutting up.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it, and I'm glad they've got a prepackaged idea for like every ideology. Well, no matter what avenue you go down, there seems to be like some type of like underlying parameters that you fall into that has like the same revolving character of like pundits advocating for that cause that are propped up and backed, no matter what it is. Even if it's like veganism, there's probably like CIA-backed veganism, like charities and nonprofits pushed to push veganism for some climate-related agenda. For example, hypothetically, that's real. That's how it works, right? There is something for, and that's what you have to recognize, and you have to be careful. Like, that's the one thing I want to say, like, before we finish this here, is like, that's why I don't go down the religion route. Not that it's bad, not that it's this, not that one is better than the other. All I can do is like listen to what the people that are doing it are saying. Like you said, read the books. Don't fall into traps. Don't fall for psyops. They are wielded against you at all times. When you start liking this particular guy's videos, ask yourself, like, okay, is he actually fooling me? Is this guy full of shit? Whatever. The best you can do is just take a leap of faith. That's really what it comes down to. And that's why I try not to get caught up with people like Alex Jones. You know, when people get really hyped up about, like, he's a puppet, he's not, whatever, he's the real deal, whatever. I don't, because anytime I watch somebody, when I say I like Jay Dyer, bro, that guy could maybe be a goddamn hologram. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm just saying I like him, and he hasn't done anything like a.
All right, here's the thing. Here's the other thing I want to tell you.
That's the best.
The even more important that I want to tell, and I'm just telling the memory hole. I'm telling this to the audience, and this is what. And I got a shocking update for anybody that's ever known Fake Mike Real News. People always say, "Hey, what's Fake Mike Real News about?" My tagline, my mission statement for years has been to create a more altruistic world through nonviolence and the Socratic method. Now, altruism doesn't exist, and we'll talk about that later, which is really devastating to me, but logical at the same time. And that's philosophy. We'll do a philosophy after show if nerds want to hang around, aka me. Here's the thing, though. The Socratic method is how you do it. Like, literally, like, I love memory hold, and like, I love memory hold, and I hate Ronald Reagan. But Ronald Reagan has a great quote, and he says, "Trust but verify."
Yeah, exactly.
I know memory hold saying some real shit. That quote don't even literally make logical sense, but it makes sense. It's like, yeah. I know memory hold. He's checked shit out, but it goes back to when I was waking up, because I'm the #1 skeptic of all time, right? Yeah. Because when people were waking up, when I was waking up, I seen these videos about Bohemian Grove. If you don't know what Bohemian Grove is, you better motherfucking Google that shit.
Yeah,
it's where they literally plan the A-bomb according to Newsweek. At first, I seen a whole bunch of fucking Republicans dressed like KKK members worshiping an owl and setting a mock human sacrifice before an owl. And I was like, yeah, that shit ain't real.
Real
these
shit.
People, what the fuck? I Googled it. Newsweek has articles. There's mainstream articles talking about this shit. I'm like, holy shit, bro, this is real. So if someone tells you some shit, I don't care if it's Alex Jones, I don't care if it's Rachel Maddow, I don't know if it's Megyn Kelly, Jordan fucking Peterson, who is just a televangelist for losers. Like, I don't care who tells you this shit. Joe Rogan, Adam Kokesh, me, Mello, memory hole. Like, you have to fucking check that shit out. You will never ever do anything. You will never graduate in your thought process unless you're applying the Socratic method. The Socratic method goes something like this. Hey, I believe that Jesus Christ existed. Oh, really? Interesting. What evidence do you have? Well, there's the Bible. Okay, well, who wrote the Bible? The Socratic method is a series of questioning, and Socratic method can't guarantee you'll come to truth, but it will be the closest way that we can come to truth. You know what? Socrates may have even been a pedophile, but because a lot of the ancient Greeks were, and nobody even knows if Socrates existed. People are like, well, nobody even knows if Alexander the Great existed. Yeah, but Alexander the Great didn't say that he fucking walked on water and raised people from the dead. He just said he fucking killed a bunch of Persians. There's a big difference there, right? It's big fucking difference there. It's one thing to be like, okay, yeah, I guess Alexander the Great existed, and you know he fucking fuck these idiots up with some elephants. It's another thing to say, like, I'm going to commit my soul to a person I don't even know existed. I have no evidence whatsoever, except for the word of pedophiles. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to give my life to it. Another word for faith is blind submission. Keep in mind. All right. Keep going.
And here's the thing. I've approached religion, like, just in my personal life, right? We all have like a relationship with it, better or for worse. I was raised, like, went to church every Sunday, typical average Christian upbringing, but like, I never had the burning flame of like faith in me. Like, the ritual was one thing. I was young, you know, you don't really have a choice anyway. I was a kid.
Well, you're Catholic, right? Memory hold. I'm guessing you're Catholic, right? All right, because you're like Italian, right? Probably, right? Okay, cool. So,
like,
so did you get confirmed? Did you get confirmed?
Exactly. Yeah. Went through the whole process.
So I was told on my confirmation, you will feel the presence of God with you. And the thing is, I've accepted Jesus Christ into my heart. I was going to be a fucking guy that preached the word of God until I have these questions that I cannot get answered. Right. And then they tell you you're going to feel the presence of God. God doesn't, good guy. I'm sorry. Memory
It's
help.
all
But yeah,
subjective. No, it was more like sort of like going to the dentist, but not for like a cavity filling, but just for X-rays, in and out, dude. I went in. He was like, I had to say a few lines, right? And then I did the thing. I forget what it was. It was like just so mundane, and I never felt like I never understood it. Number one, they didn't do a great job at like educating. I'm not trying to slight my teachers, but the religion class, I've always got a bad rap. My point is, it never instilled any interest in me to look into it, and I never could bring myself to fully, like you said, dedicate my whole life to this, to that, to truly bring myself to believe someone rose from the dead, this, the that, the across the board, by the way, right? So therefore, I never put any of my chips in or much of my energy into anything related to religion. I appreciate people that do, but it's like I'm so underread on that particular aspect because, like I said, the best I can do when it comes to what drives people, religion obviously is a big part, but best I can do is just deal with what they've publicly stated, check the sources, and then try to deduce from there what, number one, where we're going because of it, and number two, what are the best ways to counter it and how to enrich my own life. What's my role? What's my legacy, right? And I believe that life is ever changing, it's dynamic, and it's evolving quicker and quicker, mostly because of the rapid advancement of technology, right? They've always said it's exponential. Okay, it's getting disruptive. Society's going to always change, dude. I think people need to like be equipped for like constant roller coaster rides, like once every 10 years. Whoops, there's another pandemic. Whoops, there's a forest fire. Took our whole city this time. Whoops, might have been from a satellite. We don't know. We're going to act as if it was. Like, dude, crazy shit is going to be like a thing for the next 50 years. Like, if you read the reports the military is putting out about like AI authorization to kill humans, like between now and 2050, things that like was science fiction is going to be like probably applied a little bit quicker than we think. How do I live a valuable life with that? You prepare people for it. You equip people with like tools to do the best that they can do in the face of it. That seems overwhelmingly, stampeding you, beating you down as if it's an inevitability that they are going to win. You feel like that sometimes. We're not quite sure what they are or what they want to do. We got a good idea because we read the books, but whatever. I don't like what I'm seeing. The best you can do is try and figure it out and just live a valuable life doing something that you hope like changes it for the better, no matter where we're going. That's my belief. And my little niche, little impact on the world is trying to show people, hey guys, click this link. That is a pedophile right there. Like showing people how to get there and making it like, oh shit, I could do that. I thought you had to do this big complicated thing to find that. Nope, I got it. My role is just
literally, bro, like the algorithm talking about what bro, and not only has this guy's like exposed like regular people that are just pedophiles, but literally like I'm not even fucking exaggerating, a vast worldwide conspiracy involving the fucking internet and multinational corporations, bare minimum turning a blind eye, let alone probably promoting pedophilia. Bro, it's got to the point where it's like I even had a screenshot, but I just eventually deleted it. But like, cause I would dig into, I've dug into this shit before too, and then like as of recently, I took kind of a break from all this shit.
Too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would go on Grindr and pretend I was a 13-year-old boy and do all that shit too. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny how YouTube can't find the pedophiles, but they delete the pedophile poachers. They delete all 7 of my videos exposing pedophiles, but they can't delete the pedophiles. But the videos of people exposing pedophiles, they can delete those videos.
Treatment,
which is really which is really fucking redundant. But this guy's exposed like all this shit on like a worldwide basis. It's like crazy. It's like literally it's like my Instagram feed now is like dark humor, WWE, fucking old school. What's the black dude that sings Mark? I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. If you don't know that, you're fucking a beta.
Maybe
bro.
I see it. I don't know.
Bro, you're whack, bro. But no.
I'm surprised I haven't seen him.
Nah, but and then all of a sudden, and then I actually text this to memory because I haven't texted him in a long time. Because I was cleaning up the photos in my phone, right? And I was trying to, because I get OCD, and I'm like, all right, let me clean this up. I took a screenshot. And like, bro, Instagram memory hold. We're gonna wrap this all up here, right? But basically, memory hold exposed how fucking Google, Bing, fucking Yandex,
Dude,
fucking
it's
Instagram was just straight pimping underage girls.
straight
Like
up, and they're
literally,
still
they'd be
doing
like,
it. Dude, they're still doing
no,
it.
they're still doing it.
They're
Literally,
still
because
doing it, and it's crazy.
it'll show up on the feed. They'd be like, "Oh, my 12-year-old daughter is available for booking." I'm like, and this girl like doing it now. I'm like, bro, what the
Yandex
fuck?
thing got debunked, and now they feel that they can do whatever they want, and basically just say, nah, that's all bullshit. You know, it's got debunked.
Right. They've eluded any type of action. They've gone unmolested for years because people just don't do anything. The technocrats don't do anything. Instagram Meta, by the way, is the last bastion of a platform for the predators. You can look at it. Say what you will about Musk, the activity of the predators on Twitter when Musk came in.
Well, did you see that?
They're eliminated, but it was a radical change that I'd never seen before. And every other social media company is saying, we can't do that. We have trouble. You know, it's everywhere. It's harder than you think. Meanwhile, Facebook and Meta, go back for 2018. There's articles about Meta and how they knew that there was human trafficking, labor trafficking going on their platforms, like being facilitated or like utilized through like the Facebook jobs marketplace. Like people would sign up for like jobs. They'd be like, I gotta help move cabinets, and they'd get thrown in a trunk, dude. Facebook.
We have human trafficking going on your website. Interesting. Let's delete memory hold.
Yeah, exactly. Let's delete memory hold. And as a matter of fact, let's not report the human trafficking operation. Let's learn about it better to see how it operates. That's literally what came out about Facebook. They not only knew about it, they said, let's fuck memory hold. Let's not let this expose. Instead, let's spend a year studying it as more and more people are abducted and sold on my platform. Oops, a leak happened, whistleblower. Crazy. Then you find out the algorithm is targeting underage girls and sending them into like depressive F12 tornado spirals, Midwest style, like destroying whole cities worth of like emotional turbulence as a result of like crazy shit, just being bombarded with like the beautiful ones all day, orchestrated false processed food information bullshit, high fructose corn syrup of information and media.
Hey, memory hold.
Bogs up.
Would you like to do this podcast with me, or would you like 1 million beers?
Yeah, dude. Fuck, man.
Which would you like? Which would you like?
Both. Can I do the podcast and have 1 million beers?
All right. Okay, so I mean that's our life now. It's a calculated algorithm. I want to give memory hold the floor because he's been very gracious with his time and it's already fucking midnight. The floor for anything that like is on your radar that you're talking about, you're thinking about. I know you've been. I seen you. I get your notifications. And I'm gonna catch up back and watch them all 4 times each. Honestly, I cannot recommend. Memory hold is one of the few people that I keep up with. And I watch all this shit lately. Obviously you motherfuckers know I've been on a sabbatical. I've been doing other shit. I've been philosophizing, right? So definitely check out that. Memory hold, HOLD. If someone could drop that in the chat, HOLD. Find him on BitChute was where I find him. He's on a whole bunch of other shit on, and we'll spam that in the chat. I'll update the description of this. So bare minimum by like a half hour, you'll have all of his links in the description if you can't find it. But memory hold, what's important to you? Any final thoughts? Anything that you want to say? Take 45 minutes you want. I just want to say finally for me, and then me and Mellows will shoot the shit. But I appreciate you guys letting me rant and continually interrupt. That's, every host has their style. Mine is to annoyingly interrupt and telling you that you're wrong.
No, it's okay, man. I appreciate.
A little tough love today, bro. Because honestly, this shit's been building up on me, and it like really hurts because I really felt like we were doing something and we were changing the world, and then it's like, oh great, okay, so now I believe that Jonah wasn't a whale, and
No, I agree with you.
Donald Trump is the savior, and Elon Musk is gonna save us. I'm like, no, this is not my timeline. So memory hold has the floor to say whatever he wants to say. The only last request I have for memory hold is that before he starts talking and after he starts talking, he shamelessly plugs all the projects in ways that he can donate. There are very few people that I want you to donate to, but Memory Hold is one of them, man. Me and Memory Hold are gonna talk behind the scenes one of these days about ways to escape the matrix and make fucking money, so we don't have to fucking work our fucking 9 to 5s, and we can just do whatever the fuck we want and make content and change the world for a living. But until that day, I need you motherfuckers to donate to Memory Hold and tell them that the fakest of all Mike sent you. So Memory Hold, how can people find you?
Yeah.
How can people donate to you? And then
way,
end with that too, please. Yes.
Sorry, thank you, man. Yeah, go to Linktree, guys. That's the easiest way. All my links are in one place. For those that want to throw a tip, obviously there's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Just search Memory Hold. I'm there. You can also just, if you want the whole video catalog, uncensored, the documentaries, everything like that, BitChute.com/memoryhold and Rockfin.com/memoryhold. Those are like the main platforms. But as you've been on like a sabbatical, as you said, I've sort of been the same way. I've toned down like the news coverage, the breaking news coverage. And this is where I'll segue into, just my overall thoughts on what's happening. Yours and mine sort of parallels each other's in a lot of ways, right? Sort of at a crossroads. There's an optimism that was there at the beginning that is like not only just worn off, right? Because I'm just by default pretty optimistic as a person, but there's an energy that's now gone, like a deflated balloon. Like everyone, the truthers are standing in like a room filled with party cups and like debris from like a night that was fun but is long gone. It just ended and you weren't there, or you were, but you're the last one to leave, which is more of a bummer than being the first one out, dude. That's what it feels like. Like something, in my opinion, like truly special happened. And I think how some of it was orchestrated, for example, Pizzagate, you can look at that as a clever right-wing Cambridge Analytical fucking psyop to deflect from Trump's Epstein connections by diverting it to the left. You can play with that idea, right? It has precedent, in my opinion, is reasonable, right? If we're talking about Trump is controlled op, doesn't mean Pizzagate isn't real. It just means like, ooh, I'm going to reveal a little bit of the Dems this time because it's suitable.
Yeah, Memory Hold dropping jewels on Fake Mike Real News. Like, share, and subscribe right now, bro. Damn.
Right, and it doesn't delegitimize it, and that brings me to...
I'm not saying it's true, but this Memory Hold is just on a whole nother level, bro. You guys got to fucking support this guy.
Something to think about. Hugh gets into the mix, right? And it pushes Pizzagate. You get what I'm saying? It sort of absorbs it. And so there's psyops fucking everywhere, which brings me to the point where like I'm hoping by the end of the year, I've got a book coming out. It's about just like the entire emergence of Pizzagate. I've been mentioning this a little bit. I promise it's almost done actually, but I just want to do it right, and it's more about like an insight into the day-by-day discoveries, like literally when each finding that became the pizza-related theory, just essentially a timeline chronologically of the entire story, but not from the point of like best evidence or look at this. We've done that before. I want to like focus on the investigation. On November 3rd, we found this email. It was spirit cooking, right? We didn't know what it was, but screen caps from the archives of the actual original post themselves. This is not like a pioneering idea.
Oh hell yeah! You're gonna put screen caps and all that shit in a timeline.
That's what I'm saying. And
bro,
links to all of them, QR codes.
I know Memory Hold is a little humble and a little modest, but he always backs up what he says he's gonna do. Sometimes I'd be talking shit, be like, yo, I'm gonna eat all this vegan fried chicken right now, and I don't. I'd be lying. Sometimes I'm sorry, I'd be lying. But Memory Hold be doing, and he's not playing. He's meticulous with his research, and that's the cool thing about Memory Hold is when you watch his fucking shit on fucking BitChute, you can click the links in the description, and he has a fucking, I don't know if it's a Google Doc or whatever it is, right there with links, and you can read along with this shit. So yeah, bro, that is amazing.
All the links are there, guys. Like there's a whole library for people that support me on Patreon for as little as $1, right? To get access, like that's a sort of a companion to the
and
EMA,
people don't think, I'm sorry interrupting you again. People don't think anything of giving $1 to a random homeless person, to a fucking fake charity, to buying a fucking extra big gulp or a Slurpee, or buying some dumb a lottery ticket. Give a fucking, at least if you can't give $1 to Memory Hold, you shouldn't be watching this channel.
People spend money on worse, but I will say
if you can't give $1 to Memory Hold, you shouldn't be watching this channel. You should be getting to work. Seriously, dead ass.
Dude, I appreciate it. And I appreciate anybody that's like everything I have, like, from my webcam to the microphone. It all basically goes back to the show. Gracious for it. The real currency is sharing this shit, keeping these ideas alive, because we've been crushed. Our voices have been like slashed out, digital vocal cords slit, right? We've come to doubt our position. Like, have we done enough? Do I keep going? It all sort of seems like things have gone off the rails. Where do we go? There's a crossroads here. And I think what other people should do is flourish in the moment. And for me to flourish is not so much focus on, whoa, can you believe what Trump said, dude? You know, this tit for tat bullshit. Focus on the bigger picture and how you can just do the little things in your daily life to combat it, instilling the values that you personally believe should be passed on to work toward the future that you personally want to occupy, want your kids to occupy, and so on. So whatever it might be, right? Obviously, people have differences. That's the best for me. People are going to go, oh my God, what the fuck? Just 5 years ago, Diddy was a cool person. There was no such thing as elite, you know what rings. Pizza wasn't a thing. There's a whole, the veil has been lifted. People need somewhere to go now that they have permission to believe. And that's a story that's always going to repeat, dude. In 10 years, there's going to be some brand new thing that's secret from us right now that grabs headlines. I never expected Diddy. That came out of left field, just like Epstein, just like NXIVM, just like any of this. All of this came out of left field, just like the pandemic. Oh, wow, throw UFO disclosure in the mix. All within a period of 2 years. Initiated, triggered. Oh, QAnon, when was that? Oh, yeah, that's right, October 1st, 2017. It's all happening simultaneously, behind the scenes, features the same like revolving cast and crew of like weird characters that go back like generations. Trump being mentored by Roy Cohn, blackmail, honeypot shenanigans. This is the way it works, son. Go get them. Whitney Webb level degree Epstein connect. Dude, it's crazy. You can overwhelm yourself. You can demoralize yourself. Best you can do, help people avoid traps. That's what I like to do for some reason. This is how to avoid the traps. You can't be perfect all the time. You're going to get psyops here and there. The name of the game now is their capability to covertly influence our behavior, to change our behavior by hijacking through technology, our ability to discern whether that was like a truly internal idea of my own or whether it came about through like subliminal messages, right? There's all sorts of clever ways to like embed thoughts in people's heads. It's advertising, it's marketing, it's Edward Bernays tier propaganda, but with the most powerful tools available to man. But not only that, the ability to standardize the message, right? In the same way, like the printing press standardized the ability to like mass produce like the same ideas in the same book, right? So that's crazy, and it changed everything. Your thoughts are sometimes not your own. You're bombarded with things. The best you could do is not let that happen. You know, I hope that makes some degree of sense. I'm getting sleepy, so I'm kind of going on. But seriously, those forces are powerful. You're not going to be right all the time. Use the tools available that you know are available to just check your sources. That's it. You know it's available. Check the archive. You know, sometimes it's easier to just say, yeah, fuck it. That probably did happen. Yeah, fuck it. That Diddy phone call with the pizza boxes probably is real, right? You don't. That's when I looked at that. That's just one where I'm like, I can't fact check that right now. I don't have the energy, but when I do want to fact check it, I'm going to actually just, I don't know, where did it come from? Ask the typical questions. That way you don't get lost in the sauce, you know? And hopefully that made some degree of sense, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Memory Hole. And I appreciate you letting me know No Homo railroad you guys all night.
No, it's good, man. It was fun.
It's been a long time, and it's been like, I want to talk about your shit. All right, so awesome, dude. Last thing, starting with Mellows and Memory Hole, because I give you guys some tough love. You guys get to 3 free insults or roasts on me. I look like a meth head wigger. I'll start with myself there. Okay, cool. All right, go ahead, Mellows. You can open up no more than 3. If 3 each is like appropriate, and then after that, my feelings might get hurt. The last thing for me is this video is going to be exclusive on fakemikerealnews.com because I hit trigger words. This guy said, "Let's kill the mother." We hit like every motherfucking trigger word, and I knew it. I mean, that's just gonna happen. It's me and Memory Hole talking, and it's crazy because it's like I wish I could sit here and shoot the shit with Memory Hole. One of these days, I'm gonna get up there, or he can come down there. We're gonna smoke a blunt, have a few beers, and I'm gonna pick this guy's head, and I'm gonna convert Titus Frost to a fucking anarchist and have him dropping all that shit, whatever. But until then, this video will be be on fakemicronews.com. Mellows, I want you to promote the shit that you've been working on, where people can find you. And also, guys, obviously check out Memory Hold. And then, yeah, let's end it off with a few roast on how lame I look and how stupid I am.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll have anything to come up with.
All right. Well, I figured I'd give you a little bit of time creatively if you want to throw one out there, or you can just say my mom's fat as a
Dude,
throw
the
out
Mets
there.
had
I'll let
was
Mellows go
too
first.
good.
Trust me, that I'll just go into my insecurities if Memory Hold doesn't want to, because we're gonna be letting them go. But and I really appreciate Memory Hold giving me the time, because I know Memory Hold's a dude like me. We're just regular dudes. We gotta work. We gotta do our shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is like extra shit. It's extra shit. So so Mellows, yeah. Favorite Spice Girl, and go ahead and roast me, and then we'll kick it off to Memory Hold, and then me and you will just fucking wane and wax about philosophy for 7 hours until I go to work tomorrow.
Final words. I don't know, man. You guys want to spend a bit more time with your family and your loved ones these next few months, I think. Things are going to get really crazy. Last time Donald Trump won, the whole world turned upside down. This time, it's going to be even worse. It's not going to be because Donald Trump is the trigger. There's a lot of things that are all converging all at the same time. You know, the financial collapse, the BRICS transfer over to the world leading currency. It's a lot of things all happening simultaneously. There is one thing that's always constant, is the transfer of wealth. They have never, ever in the history of mankind ever managed to transfer this amount of wealth in such a short space of time. And they're not slowing down. They're actually accelerating, even more so, you know. So I don't think there's going to be, they're going to be able to put this, the lid back on this Pandora's box they've opened. We are heading straight to some nasty times, man. I mean, we are talking about, you know, on our streets, not in some foreign country, right? So spend some time with your loved ones. That's the best advice I can give anyone right now, because things are going to get bumpy again.
Yeah, again.
All right, Mellows, real quick, the last thing, give me a roast.
Roast?
Yeah, make fun of me.
What have you? Did you see them?
All right, Memory Hold, go ahead, make fun of me and say your last thoughts and where people can find you, brother.
Okay.
And I appreciate you again.
Of course, man. Okay, last words. I would say the best things you can do is contribute some degree of positivity and benefit to like those around you. Care about your family, spend time with your family, get to know yourself, and like live a life you know, that is true to yourself regardless, right? No matter what you learn, don't let it get you down. Yeah, all of this is all bleak, it's negative or whatever, but you know, like I have a pretty good life personally, right? So capitalize on that, remember it, and don't get caught up in the same. Now that I've been at it for long enough, you've been at it long enough, you see the cycles. It's all the same story repeating over and over again. It was fun at first. When Trump came, everything came crashing down. People analyzed that. It's a spectacle. But now we're getting drawn out. Every day is a spectacle, and it's getting fucking annoying and weird and like totally a type of reality that's inverse to what I ever wanted or like expected. So you just can't keep up with it. You can drain your spiritual energy for real. There is like an essence that you can lose just by like exerting effort into something that doesn't really bring you crazy forward, especially if you have aspirations of like societal wide impact. It's about managing expectations, watching out for hopium. You can get hopped up on hopium, as Jason Burmis of Loose Change says, you know, and it's true. QAnon was packing that hopium and people are getting addicted to it. And boy, was that a fucking crash. Biden wins 20. Remember the Trumpers, right? Biden wins 2020. Boom, pandemic. Boom, this dude. Black pill demoralization for those people, one after the other. And it's And that's what's at play on both sides. They're doing it to the left, they're doing it to the right, and the same story will be repeated every 5-10 years, right? And in terms of a roast, I'd probably say your monologues, you're like a flat earther, okay? Constantly going in circles, but still not getting anywhere.
True. Absolutely astute. And
Very much like myself.
And that's the cool thing about Memory Hold is I appreciate that because a genuine roast is a roast with a little bit of truth there. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. I think I'm dropping the biggest fucking knowledge on you motherfuckers, and I'm basically like fucking homeboy from It's Always Sunny with the chalkboard. Memory Hold, I appreciate you joining with me. I'm going to start calling out, if anybody that stayed extra late, I'm going to start calling out names of people that I fucking hate and are total sellouts. Big shouts to Memory Hold. Everyone follow Memory Hold, HOLD. He's going to go get some rest. Everyone go check him out on all the platforms. The links will be in the description. Access is going to be on fakemicronews.com. Memory Hold, God bless you. Evolution, bless you. Whatever the fuck out there, bless you. Love you, brother.
Thank
Keep
you
up the good work.
Me, man.
And I'm looking for, and because you're doing a book review on Freedom, I will be doing a book review on your book when it comes out. So I owe you that, and I owe you another favor. So you got one request on your plate. So thank you again, Memory Hold. You have a great night, brother.
Of course. All right.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. See ya.
If you need any help with a website or anything, just get in touch.
Oh yeah, Memory Hold. We told you this before. Real quick before you go, bro. We told you this before, bro. You were like, bro. Oh, I remember watching your videos. Like, I can make a website. I'm like, bro, my boy Melos can cook up. Me and Melos can cook a website for you with exactly your specification, what you want in 45 minutes, and have you golden. I will text you tomorrow or the next day. And literally, like you just tell in the next couple of days, tell me what you want to have happen, and me and Melos will make it. I'll put on the Willy Wonka snapback, and I'll make it happen. Okay,
yeah, I'll definitely do that. Yeah,
and trust me, and guess we got our own servers and everything, bro. So you don't have to worry about the pedophiles grabbing you. All right,
nice, man. All right, guys, I appreciate
you.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
That was Young Northwoods, guys. This guy was hitting backspins at World Trade Center. All right, so I'm gonna a couple people saying fuck you to fucking. He said Jason Burmis. Jason Burmis was I saw Jason Burmis one time. Jason Burmis, sellout. Luke Rukowski is a sellout. Weird Chain. I used to love Weird Chain. Jason Burmis. Sellouts. The Republicans. Melos, you're the fucking man, bro. We did it again, bro. We just fucking, man, Memory Hold. People, the thing is, people don't realize how fucking ill Memory Hold is, bro. Like, people don't even, I mean, I could spend like 45 minutes of every show just talking about how dope Melos is, and I just expect you guys to remember that shit. But Memory Hold's a man. Melos is a man. It's just really interesting, guys. Like, we've come so far. And then, like, have we advanced? Have we taken one step and taken two back? I don't know. It seems like we have. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what we do. I want your input in the comments. And I want to say this too. I want Melos to say this, all the shit that he's been working on. Man, it's not just me. And like, Melos knows. I was a dude that did the revolution every single day for like 20 fucking years straight, bro. And then, just as Memory Hold was saying right now, you can't all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. I used to make fun of motherfuckers for watching sports. Every once in a while, I'll throw on a fucking baseball game because I can't stand fucking corrupt cops and politicians and judges and pedophiles in my head all day, bro. I need to fucking tune that shit out. I need to listen to some Wu-Tang, bro. Even though Wu-Tang be exposing the fucking fools too, but. So man, I even took like a hiatus. I was like, bam, how would you ever take a break? There's people in other countries that don't even have the chance to speak out. You have the chance to speak out. How would you ever fucking take a little bit of a break or do this and do that? So I'm sorry, I'm guilty. I'm a piece of shit. But I'm like, bro, I done come out you like 1,000 ways. And ain't none of those ways are working anymore. Or I'm running into a brick wall, so I need to change shit up. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I'm just going to release more fucking audit videos? I can't release truther videos. Like, what the fuck do I do? My goal is, I don't know what y'all motherfuckers' goal is, but my goal is to fucking change the world, to wake motherfuckers up. Like, that's my goal. I don't care how the fuck we do this. Whatever the best way to do it is, I'm gonna do that shit. And hopefully for y'all's sake.
The mythical character Sisyphus.
What's that?
You remember the Greek mythical character Sisyphus, King Sisyphus, who had to push.
You're talking way too soft, bro. You gotta fucking talk louder, bro. Okay, I can't hear you.
I said, do you remember the old mythical character Sisyphus, who had to push that boulder up who was cursed to push
constantly the up and down, up and down, up and down. Yep.
Yeah, that
was his curse. He had to put that shit. Tell people about that.
This is the curse we all have. I mean, if you want to speak your truth, I mean, the first casualty in all war is the truth. All right. So when you want to speak the truth, well, who is it that says no one is hated more than he who speaks
the one truth? That speaks the truth. Yeah, I forget. Hopefully someone put that in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, when you want to speak the truth, that person.
I think it's Plato, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're going to be attacked for it. You're going to be. They're going to come at you, and from time to time, you need to regroup. You need to.
I'm not even regrouping though, too, because it's like Mellows, you know, like if
that's strategy and planning as well, right?
Exactly, Mel, and that's what I was trying to say is like Mellows never wavers. He never takes a day off. I thought a day off. I thought I was a dude that would never ever take a day off, but it came to the point where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? I'm not changing anything. I'm not doing anything. What the fuck am I doing, bro, right now? Like he said, I gotta re-strategize. And Mellows never fucking take a day off. He never fucking take a day off, bro. He never. I've never seen anybody like him. He's a machine. He's literally the shoulders that we're all standing on right now, bro. And to me, like he said, I don't want to stop because I got energy. I'm gonna keep going. But it's like if I'm doing the same shit, it's like how many times am I gonna ask the cops the fucking same shit? How many times am I gonna come from politicians the same shit? The shit's not changing nothing, bro. I mean, yes, it is. Some of my videos got millions and millions and millions of views. That's great. But there needs to be, like, in every war, like he's saying, you need to, okay, so it's like, all right, I trap them in a valley, okay, and then they have some surprise motherfuckers hidden beyond the mountains, okay, so I have to re-strategize, I have to counteract that shit, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck do I do? I'm asking you guys in the comments, what the fuck do we do now, bro? Because it's like, we done been banned everywhere and did everything, so I don't know, and that's why it's really frustrating, because to me, it's like, all right, tell me what to do and go tell me to do it. And I'm gonna fucking do that shit with the biggest fucking heart and hustle you ever seen. But now it's like, all right, what the fuck do we do? You know what I'm saying, Mellows? Do you get what I'm saying? And I just want to say thank you again for Mellows, because even Mellows he never gives up. Not one day. Not one day, bro. Not one day did this motherfucker ever give up. Not one day. I wish I'm gonna have to come back and do this shit all over again because I fucking took days off.
But as long as you keep moving forward, that's all that matters, right?
I guess, but where the fuck are we moving?
It doesn't matter. At this point, we know we're fighting a losing battle. I know we're fighting a losing battle. But we still got to go through hell to get to the other side.
The thing is, I don't even mind going through hell. I don't mind going through hell. I just need to know the hell I'm going through and to be like, hey, see that over there? I need you to jump out of the trenches and take 8 machine guns to the face. All right, cool. Just so we can set up a diversion on the other side. Cool, I'll fucking take those. Just tell me what to do. And that's the philosophical, that's the branding.
Right now, we are at the precipice of total chaos, right? When the moment hits, you will not recognize this world, and the reality around us will rapidly change for all of us. War is not something that any of us should look forward to, right? I've only got my imagination and books and stories from my grandmother and so on, who told me about those things, right? But about what it was like in the war. All I know is that if this leads to another war, we are all doomed. And no matter what we say and what we do right now is going to fucking change, make a damn bit of difference.
And that's what I was trying to say, is like, if they want to do another war right now, it's gonna be great because they got a bunch of fucking Republican Christians that'll sign up. Oh, it's my war, and that's why I wanted to have this talk tonight. And I want to reward anybody that stayed this long with questions in the chat. I will answer your questions. Any questions you have, literally anything. I don't care if it's gossip or stupid. I'll do my best to answer it. Oh my god! And it's that Wu-Tang guy showed up. You're gonna have to spam your comments though, because I can only see top messages. Mellows, if you want to show some messages to me, I'm gonna give 5 minutes right now. It's 12:27 Eastern Standard Time. Anybody that wants to bombard me with questions, throw them shits in there. If you got questions for Mellows, okay. Any questions, we'll put you in there because I really want to reward you guys for that, and I really hope you support Mellows and Memory Hold. I mean, I can't tell you how much I admire these people. Like, I could never be as strong as Mellows. Like, Memory Hold's cool, but Mellows is on a whole nother level, bro. I could never be as strong as he has. Gone through all the things, did all the things that he had, and still doesn't quit every single fucking day, no matter what, bro. It helps because we got weed. I'm the white Kevin Samuels. He's the black Jerry Seinfeld.
You remember we're all right this month. We're not gonna get blown up. You remember the dream, right?
Oh, I remember that dream, bro. And then some days I just hope that dream. Oh my god, comes true.
We're good this month. We're all right, bro. We're all right.
We're good this month. Yeah. All right, cool. So someone said Seinfeld, so I get to do my Seinfeld impression. And what is the deal with it? Okay, no, I'm working on my Seinfeld. That was actually a regression of my Seinfeld impression. Yeah, so if you guys want me to do any impressions or any questions for me and Mellows, you want me to do anything stupid, you guys stuck through 2 hours and 40 minutes of some awesome conversation. There isn't conversation like this in the truth movement anymore. And I appreciate you guys because the people that stuck here, I know are real people. If you're here, please comment your name because I know a lot of people, or just say hi or say F in the chat for Harambe and Jordan Maxwell and Doc Marquis. But I know a lot of people don't comment, but I really want to thank the people that stick it out for me in Mellows and Memory Hold all these motherfucking hours when we're talking shit because
I'd like to say one of the reasons why the truth and movement and most movements fail so miserably is because of money, right? Money corrupts.
Yo,
everything.
Remember to speak up loud. I mean, you're okay, but we got to be louder, bro. You were doing good for a little bit.
So I was just gonna say
the truth of movement is money. Yeah.
Yes, the reason why these they're all these groups, all these little movements, they're doomed to fail is because of the need for money, right? The minute you add money into the equation, the rules change, right? In order for us to fix the problem, we need to fix it with solutions that don't include what brought us to the same problem, right? That includes the money, the whole Federal Reserve System, the whole printing of the money, all of this stuff. We can't rely on this to help us fix the problem that this shit created and the people that control the money. So that's where we're all doomed, right? Because of our need for that money, everything we do is now then corrupted, and then the rules of the game is all changed. So no matter how much movement you move, no matter what kind of truth, it's always going to fail because of the need for money. Money fucks shit up. It always has, does, always will do.
And the thing is, money.
You want to fix it. You want to find a way to fix it without money, basically. Because this is the problem. Because when they take it away, you're going to have to fix your problems without any money. So if you can manage to fucking sort out your shit without having the need for money, then you're on a winning streak at the end of the day. Because when they take everything, all that money away, it ain't going to affect you because you don't need that shit. Right? You trade in fucking potatoes and tomatoes or whatever it is you found, whatever fucking system you've worked out. Right? So, that's my only thing. my only thinking, because
So I want to say
leaving.
this. I want to say this. Any final questions or comments? Get in the chat. Mojave Pocahontas. Why would I tell you to fuck off? I have no reason to tell you to fuck off. Maybe I missed something in the chat because it's only showing me top messages. It's not allowing me to filter. Trust me, I've always used to do that. I used to filter and put all messages. It's not allowing me to do that. Maybe you said something that was crazy, and I hate you for that. But I didn't see that. But I would not tell you to fuck off without good reason. As a matter of fact, if people disagree with me, I like to talk to them first, because I think that's where the greatest learning can come from. But Mojave Princess, I do remember you from earlier chats commenting. So, and honestly, if you even just watching this, even if you fucking hate me, I still love you, bro.
He's not.
I don't care. What? Okay, yeah. No matter what, though, I want the message to be heard that one. I'm not like I did. Yeah, no. Yeah, I got the reason I do this is because I love people. I really love people. I love all you guys, even the people that hate me. And sometimes I hate y'all too, but I still love y'all at the end of the day. Y'all still human beings. And no matter what, even my worst enemies, I don't want to see them in a cage. I don't want to see people fucking fucked up. I got empathy, bro. So anyways, this video here is going to be a Fake Mike Real News.com exclusive. It'll also maybe be on Vigilante Media or some shit like that. Any final questions, get them in there. Mellows is the man. Memory Hold was awesome for joining us. We had a few other panelists, but I just kind of sprung it on people like last minute because I was feeling some type of way. So I appreciate people doing that and jumping on, and I appreciate Memory Hold. So yeah, it's 12:33. We'll hold it to 12:35. Any final questions, and then how do you feeling, Mello? Do you want to maybe for 15-20 minutes open up Jitsi so we can maybe chat with some people unfiltered? Oh, we got my boy Joe Cool in this bitch. Yo, Joe Cool, would you do me a favor? Could you jump on this live stream and say give a shout out to my boy, because my boy is a fan of your work. Could you jump on? The whole thing, basically, if you missed it, Joe Cool, we're basically like, okay, Joe Cool. Let me just give him the link, or you can put out the link or whatever, and then we'll go to Jitsi or whatever. But and Joe Cool missed it, but basically, I did a PowerPoint presentation explaining how Joe Cool's a Fed, and auditing Erie County came on. Brian from Here's the Deal came on. San Joaquin came on. Everyone's like, he's a Fed. I hate that loser. He's such a Fed. No, just kidding. My boy, one of my boys, loves you, man. If you could say what up to him. I get it, Joe Cool. You hate me. I get it. But you owe me, Joe Cool. Okay, just kidding. But yeah, so we got a minute left. Any final questions? We'll get him in there. Everyone go check out Joe Cool, man. One of the most amazing guys. Awesome dude. Even though fucking he's too famous to say the shout out to one of my friends because he became I can't do autographs. I don't do autographs anymore. I'm Joe Cool. I'm not Joe Average. I'm Joe Cool. I can't do a shout out for my friend Will. Put in work for years. Put in blood, sweat, and tears. And urine. Why did he put in urine? We don't know why. Joe Cool can't be bothered. Cool. I'm just kidding. I'm just going on. We've been going on 3 hours, and I just like to tease Joe Cool because he's such an awesome guy.
Do that again.
Say again.
I put the links out, but I don't know whether it went to yours.
All right, it just went. All right, so I'm gonna join up in Jitsi. If anybody wants to join us, we're gonna be up in Jitsi. Or at least a little bit. I'm gonna smoke this Good Night boy right here, and then I gotta work another double at work. But let me give you guys a proper goodbye. Shout outs to the Grim Reaper. I forgot to shout him out earlier when I looked up at the chat, but not a really great multitasker. So the Grim Reaper Network, everyone go like, share, subscribe to the Grim Reaper Network. The Grim Reaper Network. I'm going to say it 17 more times so you guys remember. Grim Reaper Network, Grim Reaper Network. No, just kidding. But Grim Reaper Network, go check it out. That's my boy. Check us out. We're going to be over in Jitsi, guys. Thank you to Memory Hold. Thank you to Mellows for everything you guys have done. And thank you guys for rocking with me this long, nearly fucking 3 hours. Haven't been here in a while. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. But I do think that this is an important conversation. I do think that when there's people in a movement that shouldn't be there and are pretenders, we call them out. And I do think every once in a while we curate our movement to make sure we take a stand of where we at and where are we going and what can we do to be better. And that's what today is about. And fuck you to all the losers. Shout outs to all the awesome people. I will see you guys all on Jitsi. Please like, share, and subscribe to all of to Vigilante Media, to Joe Cool, to Grim Reaper, and everybody. And will be updated links in the description, but you can only find them at FakeMikeRealNews.com. Bitch. Dun, 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 dun. Emails you want to end this. Guys, share the video, but actually just share FakeMikeRealNews.com. We'll have it up there. Much appreciated. Mellows, whenever
Good night,
you want.
everybody.
Get this shit. Good night, motherfuckers.
See you on the next one.
Peace.
Well, one day.
Are we done?
No, we won't.
Nope, we're still live.
Fucking
Guys, share the